Hemp Wizard products are proudly used by former New England Patriots linebacker Brandon Spikes, Suicide Silence guitarist Mark Haleman, Canadian actor Jackson Rowe, Mr. Grimm and Noctis the drummers of Walking Corpse Syndrome, guitarist and vocalist Bub Heaston and bassist Ted Wilson of Black Sasquatch, guitarist and vocalist Adam Hines of Fester, Aaron Witzel, guitarist of Cropsy Maniac, Roy Boy, host of the Licking County Metalheads podcast, Crash Fistfight and Maxine Maxwell, host of the Musicians Hangout podcast, Jeff Towlinski, host of the Hard Rockin' Sports Show. You too can give your beard the magic touch and treat your skin to the finest. Visit hempwizard.net today and use code 20OFF to save 20% off of your entire order.
Hey, jingity jing, it's Dominic the donkey. Jingity jing, the Italian Christmas donkey. La 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 la. Santa's got a little friend, his name is Dominic, the cutest little donkey. You'll never see him kick. When Santa visits his paisans with Dominic, he'll be, because the reindeer cannot climb the hills of Italy. Hey, jingity jing, it's Dominic the donkey. Jingity jing, the Italian Christmas donkey. La 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 la. Jingle bells around his feet and presents on the sled. Hey, look at the Mayor's Derby on top of Dominic's head. A pair of shoes for Louis and a dress for Josephine. The label on the inside says they're made in Brooklyn. Hey, jingity jing, it's Dominic the donkey. Jingity jing, the Italian Christmas donkey. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas from Black Sasquatch. Hard Rockin' Sports, Tommy and Jeff. Keep it squatchy. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas from Black Sasquatch. Hard Rockin' Sports, Tommy and Jeff. Keep it squatchy.
The Hemp Wizard signature series artists are Walking Corpse Syndrome, So High, Black Sasquatch, Fester, You can give your beard the magic touch by going to hempwizard.net today and rock out with your... Just kidding.
ding, and that's my cue to start the show. Welcome to another edition of the Hard Rock Sports Show, live from High Top Hard Rock Sports Studios in beautiful scenic Monroe, New Jersey. We are your 3-hour weekly get-together. We bring you all the biggest news from around the world of hard rock, heavy metal, of course, the wide world of sports, and Merry Christmas, folks. Thanks for tuning in on our big annual Hard Rock and Sports Christmas show. That's right. What makes it big? What makes it spectacular? We wear hats. We wear Christmas hats. That's right. But folks, all seriousness, thank you for taking time out from your busy holiday week and schedule to join Jeff and myself and the whole cast of characters for a couple hours of sports and music talk like we do every Thursday night. And of course, tonight we'll kick in a lot of music. A lot of Christmas. I got the show started off with some Burl Ives and Holly Jolly Christmas, one of my faves. Of course, we heard a little Dominic the Donkey, which is the official Christmas song of the Hard Rock and Sports Show. Anything that's anti-woke, anti-politically correct, we're all over it. So Dominic the Donkey and all these other anything that's anti-woke, anything that's anti-political, we're all over it. So here. But guys, I see a lot of people lighting up the boards today. Thank you for tuning in. We got a lot of fun tonight. We'll talk about some holiday stuff. We'll talk about memories and some songs and movies and all the stuff that goes along with Christmas. And while it got here way too quick and it's going to be gone before you know it, let's enjoy every minute of it while you can with your friends, your family, and of course, us. We're your friends. We're your family. And we thank you for coming here on a Thursday night. So let's kick the show off. We got a lot to talk about. We got the Mets. We got the Yankees, Jets, Giants. We got pro football. We got Ozzy and Sharon. We got tons of things to talk about tonight. I don't even know where to begin. But the only way I can begin this show is by getting our good buddy, Mr. Jeff Talwinski, on. Before I do it real quick, I want to thank, and we're going to have Mike and Joe from Hemp Wizard on in a little while, and we're going to be talking about this. That's right. Amongst all their other stuff now, the Sunday Audible, our own fragrance right here at the Hard Rock and Sports Show. That's right. So you can go to hempwizard.net. Now, it might be a little too late for the stocking stuff, and we've been telling you for weeks, but it's never, never, never too late to give a loved one, a dear friend, the homeless, whoever, some great beard and skincare products. And we tell you flat out, if you're going to do it, reach out to the Hemp Wizard boys. Hempwizard.net. You can get the squatchy stuff. You can get the strawberry switchblade. You can get the Sunday Audible fragrance, personally helped by Jeff Talwinski to put this together. Thanks to Mike and Joe. So let's get the show started. And the guy who's the backbone of the Hard Rock and Sports Show, my best buddy, and the guy I wouldn't do the show without, Mr. Jeff Sauce Talwinski. Hefe.
What's up?
How are we this evening, Jeffrey?
It's a little foggy.
It's a little foggy.
It's definitely clearer than it was before.
That's some good news. Oh, by the way, I want to also thank our boy Ted Wilson. Ted Wilson from the Squatch, from Black Sasquatch, for the beautiful Christmas message. Thank you, Ted and the boys. Much appreciated. Bub and everybody, thank you. I appreciate that. So, Jeff, let's start off. You're on vacation this week. I talked to you earlier today. You were about a fifth of the way through of Johnny of I think it was Jack Daniels.
Yeah, it was a little bit more than a fifth.
Jeff, how was your week?
It was pretty good today.
I get that.
I'm actually sitting in my one of my Christmas presents right now. I'll show you. Get up and I'll show you.
Okay.
This new chair.
Oh, very nice. Let's see.
Very nice.
Wife got you a nice chair for the show. Kind of lets you do a little sitting. Do you practice in that chair, or is it just strictly for the show?
Well, I just got it today.
Oh, so, okay.
If I sit up high enough, you might be able to make junk if I move the thing.
We would prefer not to, but Jeff, I can almost assure you that Santa has got some special Sunday Audible beard care product for you.
Oh, that's nice. You didn't have to.
I'm just saying.
Some stuff here too.
You do. You're an official unpaid spokesman for the Hemp Wizard boys. Your face and likeness have appeared many times in their videos, and of course, every week we do a little something here.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. You know why? Because these guys are really cool. They really stand behind their product that they make, and they're trying to get it off the ground, and we're going to help them with which way that we can.
Yep.
It's real cool guys. You know, I'm looking forward to speaking to them today on the show, without a doubt.
Yep, we'll have Mike and Joe, I think, on in a little while. Just a couple of minutes to talk about the products and the line and their Christmas experiences and all the stuff that goes with it. So I want to thank everybody here who's out there joining us right now. We're going to get to my dad in a couple of minutes because I'm sure he's got things to do. Jeff, we got a lot to talk about. Obviously, we got a lot of stuff going on in baseball with the Mets now becoming the so-called evil empire, spending tons and tons of money. Doesn't mean they're going to win a championship, but they're sure spending it. Their fans are very happy. The Yankees have re-signed Aaron Judge, as we know, and yesterday they announced that signing officially, with also telling us that he's going to be the captain. I want to talk to you about baseball captains and captains in general and where they matter and where they don't. We'll get to that. I want to talk about, of course, big games this weekend for our two beloved teams in football. The Jets tonight, it probably some horrendous weather, Jeff. We'll talk about there you go. The Black Sasquatch boys are in the house. So, Jeff, there's a lot to get to, a lot to talk about. You know, I asked you how your week was and all that, but you know, give me a little bit of what are we prepared for this weekend in the Talwinski home?
Well,
a lot of food.
Yeah, so certainly won't be doing much drinking tomorrow. That's for sure.
Sorry, Burl wanted to play again.
Gonna take it easy with that.
Sorry, Burl.
Starting tomorrow, and then yeah, I got to go to the store tomorrow, man. I got to get more food.
Okay.
And then it's just a matter of waiting to eat. You know? and of course the presents, of course.
Well, I see that you opened up a gift. Isn't that a little early? You opened up a Christmas gift?
No. It actually, because it's a chair and this is the box that came in. I don't know if you can see the box.
I can't see the box. Oh, I can see it now. Yes.
So she kind of had no choice but to.
Gotcha.
Because I had to bring it in the house, and as you can see, whoops, sorry about that, Sharon. On the side of the box is a fucking chair.
I see that. So there's no hiding it from you.
No giving it away, what it might be. No surprise at all.
Gotcha. Understood. All right, guys, tell us about your weekend. What are you looking forward to most? What are the special foods you get? Now, Jeff.
Hold on. I gotta get something that fell down the stairs.
Go ahead. So, guys, in my family, we don't necessarily do the 7 fish anymore. My mom does does all the cooking. People help out with sort of things, but the 7 fish has gone away. They still do the fish salad. You know, there's there's some shrimp. We got a few things. I think this year they're actually throwing in salmon. But the 7 fish are gone. But there's a lot of stuff in my family. The Sicilian sausage breads, which we call bindalata. We have rice balls. What do you guys? What's a tradition in your family? Let us know. What do you do? Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Tomorrow night, it's the pre-Eve. I'll be watching some Christmas movies in my Florida room and having a couple of tequilas and sitting back and actually relaxing. So, Jeff, what do you do pre-Christmas Eve on a night where it's on the weekend? Yeah, you got Friday night to kind of start off the pub. What would you do tomorrow night? Will you do a little pre-eating, a little pre-drinking? What will you do?
No. You know what, Tom? I'm going to eat so much that I'm probably going to try not to eat that much tomorrow.
I would agree with that.
I'm going to have my wife makes baked clams.
Oh, nice.
She makes homemade. Not homemade, but, she makes them. Mm-hmm. And then we have a shrimp cocktail.
Okay.
We'll have fried shrimp, fried scallops, some kind of steak, filet mignon, I believe.
Nice.
We're going to have some shrimp and scallop scampi, some lobster tails. We got a lot of food coming up.
A lot of food, Billy. Good for you. That's sounds like what's happened at my mother's. It's always a good.
Plus, she's making tomorrow. She's going to make eggplant parmesan too.
Ooh, look at you, Feast of the 7 Fishes, Gary. Absolutely, not very very rare these days. But wow, good for you. A little eggplant parm tomato sauce today.
I don't know about 7 fishes, like if you have to have 7 or whatever. Well, that's an Italian thing, but
yes, it's old school.
It's one night a year that you have all of this fish.
Yes.
So I'm going to have it.
Oh, good for you. Now, will it be exactly 7? You a little short, you a little over? What you
baked clams, shrimp cocktail,
mm-hmm.
fried shrimp, fried scallops,
mm-hmm.
fried shrimp scampi, scallop scampi, and lobster, and maybe even lobster scampi. So we may have 8 fishes. I don't know each one that you got to have to do 7 different kinds.
Well, I think the idea was to have 7 different types of fish, but again, that's kind of old school. But I think you're bordering on the tradition. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. So good for everybody. Tomorrow night I'll be watching Miracle on 34th Street, the original, not the duplex later. I only watched the original with Sir Edmund Gwen as Santa. So that'll be tomorrow night. I'll watch a couple of the classics, Rudolph and Charlie Brown tomorrow night. Saturday morning a little bit too. And then we got football on Saturday. We're going to talk about the Giants and the big game they have coming up. We'll talk about the Jet game in the rainstorm possibly tonight. So we got a lot, but we want to hear your Christmas thoughts and memories and all that good stuff. So guys, stay buckle up, Buttercup. We got a couple hours of hanging and banging and talking about all the stuff that's Christmas and gifts and all the stuff that goes with it. So thanks for hanging in with the Hard Rock and Sports Show. We appreciate you coming back each week. We love doing this. And we really love doing it when people are paying attention to us. But there are a lot of days, Jeff, with a whole show, we could have had the whole audience in a phone booth with us.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Absolutely. So lots to talk about tonight. I want to hear what's your favorite Christmas movie, Jeff? Okay, take out March of the Wooden Soldiers. I know that's your favorite holiday movie, right? I would imagine.
Yeah, of course.
All right. So if you're sitting down tomorrow night and you go, all right, I'm bored. I don't want to play bass. I've done eating. Sharon's taking a nap. Let me put on a Christmas classic. Which is the Christmas classic you're turning on? Not that you probably will, but what would be the one you'd say, I want to watch that?
Probably Charlie Brown.
Okay.
Charlie Brown. I like to watch the shows better than a movie because they're quick, relatively quick. They're about a half hour to 1 hour long. And I enjoyed them. So I don't mind watching, like I said, like last night I watched Charlie Brown. I could watch it again before Christmas is up.
I got you.
I also been getting into the Grinch lately too.
Well, I was thinking the same thing. I won't watch the live version or my ceiling light is blinding. I'm sorry there, Fidelli. How's that? I'll bring that out there like that. I could probably dim it a little bit. Let me see if I can dim the lights. Dim the lights. Go down in the city. Oh, that's off. That's no good, Jeff. We can't do off. Oh, it's only on and off.
It's not bad.
Well, I tried. I'll try to bring the camera forward. But guys, thanks for popping in. Let's get my dad on. We got a lot of sports to talk about tonight. We got a lot of music to talk about tonight, and of course, we got a lot of Christmas to talk about. So thanks. Carrie, what you love them all? What all the fishes, or you love all the movies? Which one is that? I want to get it right. A lot of people hanging on the air with us right now, so thank you. But let's get my dad on. Let's see what he's got to talk about. There's a lot of sports going on. Office. Everybody's a wise ass. That's all I can tell you. No percussion closet for you, Digger. That's it. All the guys.
I'm only seeing certain people's comments.
Oh, really? I got Peter. I got Carrie. I got SJ. I got SJ and Mike Weissman. Yeah, you're not seeing everybody?
No, I see Carrie. I see Peter. I just seen Robert Finelli.
Yeah, Finelli, I don't see on my screen.
Now I see him.
No, he texted me. Oh, there he is. I see it now. Yeah. So, guys, I would tell you, give me his. Let me ask you guys. Give me the Christmas movie that most people don't consider a Christmas movie, and don't give me Die Hard. Die Hard's a Christmas movie, so forget it. Move on from that one. I will tell you my favorite all-time Christmas cartoon, Jeff, is the Fat Albert one. I know I've told you about it. Fat Albert Christmas is the best. I'm telling you. I know it's Bill Cosby. I get it, but it's still my absolute favorite. Hey, Adam. Adam Fester is here. Oh, hey, Adam. Okay, yeah, Adam, I got
it. It sucks to, but I mean, you listen. If the person entertained you, and you enjoyed it, so be it. Like all of a sudden now you can't watch anything or whatever because a person that has a different view. I mean, don't get me wrong. Bill Cosby's what he did was heinous.
Yeah.
But he entertained people for years until people knew about it.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. Here's the one thing I miss at Christmas from when I was a kid. is the specials. The Dean Martin Christmas special. The Frank Sinatra Christmas special. All of those. Kind of variety show. People come on, they do some skits, they sing some songs. I miss that. Sit around the TV watching stuff. I would love to see somebody bring that stuff back. I think it's a big part of where we were as kids, as a country back in the day, and I definitely miss that.
Because there's nobody that's people want to sit and watch. I mean, what was his name? Michael Bobble?
Michael Bublé.
That's how you pronounce it now?
Yes, Bublé, yes. Michael Bublé.
For a while, it was Bobble.
Well, it could be Bubbles. It could be Michael Bobble. I don't know, but it's Michael Bublé. That's the guy's name.
And but bottom line is that he was doing a Christmas show for a while.
A variety one? Like, I mean, not just going out there and singing a bunch of songs. I'm talking about, some skits. I'm talking about.
Yeah, like that, like an old-fashioned, as close as you're going to get to an old-fashioned special.
Yeah, see, I didn't see it. I wish, again, with all the channels and stuff, I wish they would have propped that up. I like that stuff, and I miss that simple, easy, sitting around, the piano and belting out some tunes. I got to tell you, I've been listening to Christmas music since November 1st. Every single day, I listen to Christmas music on my car drive to work and back home from work. And boy, I love it. I'm telling you, there's like 7 Christmas songs, 700 variations, but there's like 7 Christmas songs I figured out at this point.
Yeah.
And folks, the worst Christmas song of all time, Jeff, easily the worst Christmas song of all time, the 12 Days of Christmas. Absolutely the worst one of all time. Not even a close second. It's the longest, tedious, most boring, most ridiculous song ever written. Just for the record. I am telling all the people out there, I want somebody to write a new Christmas song. And not Mariah.
Excuse me. Did you see my rendition of that earlier?
No, I did not see your rendition earlier. No.
You should check it out.
I will have to check it out. But in the meantime, we want to hear from you guys. Tell us about your holiday memories. Hey, Mrs. T's there. How you doing, Mrs. T? I agree with you, Mrs. T. I miss the old-fashioned TV shows. I want you guys to know, when I'm not on the air with Jeff and doing this, when I watch TV at night, I'm watching old school shows, stuff from the 70s, 80s. I don't watch a lot of new TV. It's just not my thing. So
ask my mother, what did you watch on TV? Were there Christmas shows when TV was first on?
Like the Milton Berle days?
Well, I don't even know what TV would be on at that time. You're
talking about the 50s, early 50s, I think was the first TV show.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd imagine that there wasn't, a full plate of Christmas shows on.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But you know what? I see the guys from Hemp Wizard popped up. Let's get my dad on. Then we'll get the boys from Hemp Wizard on, and then we'll continue on. And guys, stick around. Throw up your thing. Make sure you let us know what your favorite Christmas stuff is, songs and movies, what your family eats. It's a festive time here at the Hard Rock and Sports Show. We love to do it. Remember, next week is our year-end show, highlighted, so to speak, by Jeff's Dead List. That's right. Jeff will be reciting all the people who passed away in music and sports, and probably some actors and actresses.
Whoever, if they're more famous than us, they make the list.
Everybody's more famous than us, Jeff. That's the big part.
I know, and I remember one year, man, I wrote the list. It was like 4 pages,
and we get through all of them. So stick around. Donnie Marie's a good one, Adam. That was the Osmond specials were interesting, to say the least. And you're right, Mrs. T. There are very few, if any, ever.
I know there were very few, but I mean, like, who were the earliest ones that you could remember? There had to be I don't know. Did Perry Como have one?
I'm sure Dean Martin definitely had them. I'm sure there was others.
I don't know. Frank Sinatra was probably the biggest one out of all of them.
I think Dean Martin actually, when it comes to TV, I think Dean was the bigger guy on TV. I know Frank had a show, so I mean, Jackie Gleason may have done some specials. I think there's a guy you probably could have looked for. But let's get my dad on. Let's get him on and then get the Hemp Wizard boys on. What's up, Pop?
Hey guys, I was talking to you on the TV before I was on. Let me tell you, there was a lot of Christmas specials. Frank Sinatra, the only Christmas special he ever had that I ever saw, he did it with Dean Martin, and it had both of their families on. Matter of fact, if you go to YouTube, You'll see it on there. But Andy Williams, they had, oh God, Milton Berle had them. Everybody had a Christmas special. It
My
started
mother
like
did
2, 3
Andy
weeks.
Williams and Perry Como.
Perry Como, Your Hit Parade. Your mother wouldn't know them, your father. They had a lot of old ones. But it was nice. They had good ones. What I'd like to talk to you about is
Yeah, Pop.
the baseball.
Oh,
I'm listening to the TV today,
Mm-hmm.
and I hear a lot of guys calling up, and I'm ashamed to say that a lot of Yankee fans
Mm-hmm.
crying about the Mets trying to buy a World Series.
Yep.
You're not buying anything. You're playing by the rules.
Sure.
The rule says you can do this, so I don't see how anybody if I got $1,000 in my pocket and you only got $1 in your pocket, why can't I go to that restaurant and have a good meal and
Sure.
but the owners do it themselves. We talk about this.
Absolutely.
Before.
There's nobody. Listen, there's no guarantee that the $800 million that Steve Cohen spent this offseason is guaranteeing him any sort of championships. We've seen it with the Yankees.
I agree.
We've seen it with
But
the Dodgers
don't
as of
cry about
late.
it.
Right. Now, what I'll say is, if you're a Met fan, be quiet, be happy. But I hear a lot of Met fans, oh, the Yankees, they're second-class citizens now. Their ownership. Don't make it about the Yankees. Make it about the Mets. If you're happy your owner spent that money, I still think they're not. I still don't think they're a great team. Carlos Correa was a guy that nobody wanted to sign, not last year and not so far this year. The Giants only went after him because they couldn't sign Aaron Judge. And I don't know why Steve Cohen waited till the last second. If he was that hot for the guy, why did he wait till the last minute? So I think Carlos Correa is a good player. I don't think he's a great player. You paid him a lot of money. He's going to be here an awful long time. But the bottom line is, if the Yankees have been doing it forever, that's fine. The Mets can do anything they want. Never guaranteed the Yankees. We all saw the 80s. We all saw, the good part of the 2000s. It doesn't always work. The Mets have a better team, a good team. Are they better? I don't know. The Mets are better. I don't know. I think they're a good team. They're as good as last year at this point. But that nobody's giving them any guarantees at this point.
No, but you're playing by. It's like your pants are on fire, and instead of throwing water on it, they're throwing gasoline. The owners are doing this themselves. They're crying. They want to get a tax. They want to get this, and they want to do this, and in the other breath, they're giving guys $400. What's going to be next year? Half $500 million.
Wait for Ohtani. Ohtani's going to get $50 million. He's going to get 10 years, $50 million.
Yeah.
And again, fine. If that's what the owners want to pay, the problem is this. We all say the owners. The bottom line, though, is we're paying the price because we're all paying more money for TV. We're all make money when they go to games.
I agree.
So at the end of the day, the Mets and Steve Cohen can spend every nickel he wants. If he wants to pay $100 million to a luxury tax because he wants to sign Carlos Correa and Verlander, do it. If you win a championship, great. If you don't win a championship the next 2-3 years, boy, you're going to look stupid. So,
well, he's buying a championship, and I give the guy kudos. That's the rules you set up. If that's the rules you set up, and as long as I don't break the rules, I don't care if he goes out and spends $1 billion on a player.
100%. If you're a Met fan, you want him to spend money.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if I could stick it to the Yankees, I would do it if I was a Met fan. But
again, but just be careful because if it backfires on you and you don't win, it's going to be an ugly season of Yankee fans ripping you apart. So, but
you're putting your life on 2 40-year-old.
Absolutely. Pitchers. But even beyond that, they lost Bassett. They got this Japanese kid. Nobody knows if he's going to pitch well here. The likelihood is he won't. Most of the Japanese pitchers that come here, very few of them take it to the next level. Okay, you got Ohtani. You had what's the kid from the Dodgers? You've had a couple, but the likelihood is he's not going to be great. Are the Mets really better? I don't know. Can they beat the Dodgers? I mean,
you can say the same thing about the Yankees. All they really did was add a pitcher, and their problem wasn't pitching last.
No, I agree.
Year.
I don't think the Yankees are any better. I think the Yankees I think the Yankees are about the same as they were last year. They'll win 90-something games. They'll probably win their division. But if they don't pick up another bat, maybe, and make some moves, or let the young kids. Now, the difference between the Yankees and the Mets, real quick, is that the Yankees have a good farm system. They got 3 or 4
They
kids
can make trades.
that they can either A, make trades, or B, hopefully filtered to the line. The problem with the Mets is you've now stifled your farm system, okay? Because there's no room to bring these kids up and play them at this point, because you're already locked in the left side of your infield for the next decade. You got 2 guys on the other side who are going to get long-term contracts in McNeil and Alonso, and you got Nimmo in your outfield. You're not going to build this thing for a future. That's what I'm saying. I don't like building a team completely for all-stars. Give me some of the young kids that come up and bring some life into this team. But we'll see. Again, good for the Mets, good for Met fans. I hope the Mets do well. It's always good for New York baseball when the 2 teams are good.
All right, I'm gonna let you go. Jeff's right there. Tell him I wish him and his family Merry Christmas.
I will.
And all your viewers, the same thing. Merry Christmas and eat good Saturday night if you celebrate.
Absolutely.
I'll see you Saturday.
I'll be seeing you over the weekend, Pops.
I'll talk to you then, Tom.
That's it. That's my Pops. He checks in every week with us, and we love having him be part of the Hard Rocket Sports Show and the family. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Sam Bone, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate haven't talked to Sam in a while. RFO Records and one of the best publicists in the business. If you want to get your band out there, your act out there, Sam's the one to contact. Again, speaking of contacts and people who support our show, Jeff, I want to bring on the boys from Hemp Wizard. I gotta tell you, I've bought for the last couple weeks. Their products are a number one. I don't have the beard like Jeff does, but I've bought some skincare products for my wife. She loves them. I gave out a couple of these this week, and the reviews are incredible. They're 2 of the best guys out there. And if anybody should have a variety show, Jeff, it should be Joe and Mike over at Hemp Wizard. They should do their own variety show. They come out, they sing, they dance, tell some jokes. I like to see Mike sing and dance. He's got the beard,
Speaking of singing and dancing, my wife just sang.
Did
she?
She
fell down a few stairs.
Oh, boy. Was she partaking of the Gentleman Jack as well?
No, but Bumbles bounce. She's okay.
I'm glad to hear that. Guys, Hard Rocket Sports, Jeff and Tom, about to bring on our good buddies, Joe Casano and Mike Weissman from Hemp Wizard, to join us for a little holiday cheer. Gentlemen, how are you?
We're doing great. How you guys doing, man?
Good. What's up, guys?
We're doing fine, Jets. Listen, first I want to say, thank you guys for all the support for our show. We really do appreciate it. We love the products, and of course, we certainly love the Sunday Audible. And we keep telling everybody go to hempwizard.net to buy your own.
We have stuff right here. We do it. We advertise a couple times a show.
Yep.
Great stuff.
The Sunday Audible we just added to the website last Thursday. The same day we added the Sunday Audible, we added Bucknut, our signature scent with So High. I saw SJ in the comments earlier.
Yep.
And I saw Ted and Bub from Black Sasquatch were watching as well. And we have the scent with them, the Believe, which is a glorious scent.
And Adam Hines is hanging in over here too.
Adam Hines, we have Not Your Superman with Fester.
Yep.
I'll send a link to this a little bit later to the guys from Walking Corpse Syndrome, because we got 2 scents with them. That was our original signature series scent. Corpse Walker was the first one, and then Blast Beat was the next one with the 2 drummers. They're both brothers from Walking Corpse Syndrome. Now we got the scent with you guys. We have one with Roy from Licking County Metalheads. We have with Musicians Hangout with Crash and Maxine from over there. I know I've talked to them about your show, and they really enjoy your guys' show as well. But something I haven't told you guys is we just had a reviewer called the Kentucky Beersman do a review on our products. And from that review that he did, our sales really spiked, and including some with other reviewers. So as soon as they get these videos up, a few of them have the Audible on their way to them. So there's going to be some YouTube reviews on the Audible coming up.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
Make sure you pass them along. Hey, Joe, let me ask you a question. Is there any truth to the rumor that a semi-naked Jeff Towinski will soon be doing ads on your website?
I can't speak on that just yet. The contract hasn't been 100% okay, but it's definitely in the works.
Big news. This is big news on the Hard Rock and Sports Show Christmas.
Hey, Joe. I can hide behind a fucking Post-it, man.
You want to go grab our quick special guest?
Yes.
We got somebody that wants to walk in behind us real quick and just say hi to you guys. Joe's going to go grab him real quick.
Absolutely.
Really big fan of the show. So we're going to bring her in here real quick for 1 second.
Okay.
But are you guys all set and ready for Christmas?
All set on this end. Yeah, listen, this Jeff and I, listen, we know each other forever, and it just happens that this is our favorite time of the year. You know, we just love the holiday season. It's almost sad that it gets here because I know it's going to be gone real soon, and that's the worst part of it for me.
Yeah, I hear that. Please, literally hundreds, if not thousands of dollars later for Christmas between food and presents and all the money that was spent.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Oh, my God.
Joe went out to get our special guest. It should have been right around the corner here.
Hey, Mike, let me ask you, what's a typical Christmas Eve, Christmas Day for Mike Weissman?
This year it's going to be a little bit different. My kids are. You can't find her.
No.
Joe can't find her special guest.
All right.
We had a very, very special guest for Jeff specifically.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I don't know where she went, but.
But this year's going to be a little bit different because my kids are grown now, and my son's going to be down in Fort Lauderdale. He actually left to go there today. My daughter's over on the opposite side of the state, so it's just going to be me and my wife at the house this Christmas, and it'll be very quiet. What about you, Joe?
I will have my daughter, and we're going to go over to my mom's house, and my dad's going to come over. And we're going to celebrate and open presents. Unfortunately, my wife has to work Christmas Eve, but when she gets off, she'll come and join us, and we'll have dinner, and it'll be a good day.
Beautiful. Now let me ask you guys, Joe first, Mike second. Give me your favorite Christmas movie, and if you got one, your favorite Christmas song.
Okay. I would say my favorite Christmas movie is. That's a hard one.
Mike, you want to join?
Christmas Story, I would say.
Okay, there you go.
And then my favorite Christmas song is really anything from Frank Sinatra. Okay. Any Christmas song that he sings. I love Frank Sinatra. So,
I'm going to go in a completely opposite direction from Joe, and I'm going to disagree with you guys because I heard you earlier. I'm going to say Die Hard, Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
No, it's absolutely a Christmas movie. Absolutely 100% a Christmas movie.
And as far as Christmas songs, anybody that knows me knows I'm kind of into metal. So I would say maybe like No Presents for Christmas by King Diamond, or maybe Lemmy from Motorhead with Run Run Rudolph.
Can't go wrong with those. And Twisted Sister's got a lot of great Christmas tunes. I have to tell you,
they did that whole Christmas album. If I'm not mistaken.
I'm not the biggest Twisted Sister fan in the world, but their Christmas stuff kicks ass.
Rob Christmas album out too. You know.
Who?
Rob Halford from Priest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not all that good, but I mean it's Rob Halford, so it gets a pass because it's Rob Halford.
Speaking of Twisted Sister, and I'm not a fan of them, but did you guys ever see that documentary on them? What those guys did was pretty brilliant because it's a different time and era from now. But they would buy radio ad space and play their song, and at the end of it, say that was Twisted Sister to make it sound like they were getting radio play to make them seem bigger than what they were.
Wow, interesting. Wow, I didn't know. I'd never heard that. That's very interesting.
I never knew that until I saw the documentary, and I was like, that was pretty genius on their part.
Wow.
I got a Twisted Sister story for you.
Go ahead.
Years ago, I was with Joey. We would go, a friend of ours, me and Tommy, and we would go up to this club in the city called the Cutting Room because he was good friends with Liberty DeVito, who was Billy Joel's ex-drummer. So Liberty would play in this band called the New York City Hit Squad, and all these different guys that lived in the area would come and jam out. So they would be like on Thursday nights, they would jam and maybe say like, Joe, you're available, but Tommy ain't. So you would come in and sit in. and they'd have the same set that they play all the time. So we go outside, and Joe Lynn Turner was in the band. He was one of the singers of the band. So we got to kind of friendly with Joe Lynn Turner, and we always get all excited to go talk with Joe Lynn Turner. And anyway, this guy comes up to me. He's dressed all in black leather trench coat, long hair. And he's like, "You got a cigarette, man?" So at the time I was smoking, and I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "If you give me a cigarette, I'll give you a guitar pick." So I'm like, "All right, whatever. Just give me the guitar pick." Because I wanted to go back to talk to Joe Lynn Turner. So he gives me the pick. I just shove it in my pocket. And then a couple minutes later, I was a little drunk. So I look at the pick, and it has a Twisted Sister logo on it. So I turn it over, and it was Eddie Ojeda. And I was so out of it, I didn't even realize that Eddie Ojeda came up to me and was talking to me. So I go back over to him. I'm like, "Oh, you're Eddie Ojeda." And he's like, "Yeah, I know that. You didn't know that." But well, I got a few pictures with Eddie Ojeda, and he was a really cool guy to meet, man. So just going to a cigarette, of course. But you know.
Of course, this is Hard Rock and Sports Christmas Special. Thanks for tuning in. That's Joe Castato and Mike Weissman, Hemp Wizard. And, of course, my buddy up top is Jeff Towinski. Thanks for tuning in tonight, guys, for everybody. And it's really a lot of fun doing this when people are actually listening to us, because usually it's just me and Jeff talking. So it's really nice to have everybody hanging in there tonight and talking some Christmas stuff. Hey, guys, I know, probably the Christmas rush is kind of over for you guys, but that doesn't mean the sales stop. What do we got coming up after the holidays and the new year? We got anything new you guys can let the people in on? And what can people look forward to in the early part of the year from the Hemp Wizard Company?
We have a few things in the works. We just redid all of our, well, not all, but we've started redoing all of our labels, and we got a certain portion of them done. Tuesday, we should get the new labels for the lotion, and these things look so much better than the previous ones. They're really, really cool. When those come in, we have a new lotion coming out. One of the signature series scents that we were doing, we thought would translate really well to a lotion. So we're using the scent from Bucknut. We're also working with So High on it, but we're going to call this one Sock Monkey, after one of their songs. And we have a few new scents coming out after the first of the year. One of them is going to be with a veterans charity, where all of the profits from that scent go to the charity.
Oh, so cool. That's really cool.
That's going to be really cool. We got a couple of other things in the works. So also, Christmas may be over, but it's never too late to give someone you love some good beard care or some skin care. And from now until January 31st, New Year's Eve at 11:59, December 31st. I'm sorry. December 31st, 11:59 p.m. Eastern time it ends. Code NITRO35 is good for 35% off your entire order, no matter what it is.
Wow, nice. And I have to tell you guys, no bullshit aside, I bought some stuff the guys support, so I bought some stuff, even though I don't have a beard. And I bought my wife some of this, some of the lotions. I got this with its strawberry switchblade, right? Is that that's the one, right? And she absolutely loves it. Jeff uses the Cushman's.
I gotta get more.
Yep. Santa's got some stuff for you, Jeff. Don't worry. And,
I can't rely on Santa all the time either, man.
Well, I got you, but listen, I could truly tell you, these guys have an amazing product. Everybody I've given the Sunday Audible to has reached out and said they loved it and they loved the smell of it. So please go to hempwizard.net, support these guys, small businesses. There's no wokeness over there. There's no political correctness over there. These guys will tell it like it is, and they sell great product. And let me tell you, I ordered Saturday. It was in my house on Monday. And I'm no big timer, but I'm a little friendly with the guys, so maybe I got a little special treatment. But I would tell you, these guys know how to handle their business. So please, reach out to the guys and put a nice order in. Jeff, even if it's Aunt Millie with the beard, you got a little something for her. It don't matter.
Yeah, you need to, man. She's out of hand.
Well, as much as we love you guys, we give you no special treatment. All of our orders will typically go out the very next day. Obviously, Sunday, that doesn't happen because the post office is closed. Sometimes, because we do a lot of events on weekends, if it's ordered on a Friday night, we won't get it out Saturday because we're traveling across the state or something, but it does go out Monday morning. A lot of times we will get orders out if they're in before 11 a.m. We'll get them out that same day.
Yeah, we really.
Look, guys, it's the thought that you work on it, you move it out quickly, and you stay in contact with people. So when you send me my stuff, you let me know when it got sent out, and then I'm bad with tracking stuff because as soon as I get the tracking number, I'm checking it. So you can give it to me 10 seconds later, I'm checking it out to see if it left, where it is, and everything else. But I don't have to do that because Mike is doing it for me. He tells me.
I watch every package that goes out. A lot of our customers reach out to us and find us on social media. And that's one of the great things. We've met so many awesome people throughout all this. Some of the things that we've done, like just in the past year, it was 53 weeks ago. So 1 year and 1 week since we was on with you guys. And the things that we have done in that past year, we've been in magazines. We've been on so many different podcasts. We've been to, it's countless the amount of things that we've done in this past year.
And we have a lot of things in the works that we're hoping will continue to help us meet new people, help us expand, help us, support other, businesses and podcasts and shows like yours that we appreciate you guys promoting us, and we always want to promote you guys. We always want to promote all the bands we work with, anyone that we do any collaborations with. And, we're hoping the future, next year, we just continue to push forward and, continue making great friends and doing the best we can to support everyone who supports us.
But it's very important to us. Like, you guys are always, at every show, you guys talk about it. Pretty much every show, I'm going to share you guys. And I'll tell people about you guys. Same with all the bands that we work with, and because I genuinely like every single band that we work with. They're Walking Corpse Syndrome, and they're all different styles. They would be like a brutal groove death metal. Cropsy Maniac is like an old school death metal. Everything's based on horror films. Black Sasquatch is Bigfoot rock and roll. Fester is hot rod rock and roll is how I describe them. So High is just a good all around metal band, and those guys are. Some of their stuff is a lot of fun. Yeah. Maybe it's because I'm from Ohio and their song Bucknut is like an anthem for the state of Ohio.
I tell you, I love this sound. That's a great tune. I have got a little bit into that, deep into that their songs. I listen to that song at least once a week when I'm prepping for the show. That is just a fun song and a great band, and I love their sound. And the Squatchy guys, three of my favorite. That's three of my favorite people, and they've hooked us up with so many people.
Yeah,
Ted.
That's how we met you guys with
exactly.
Squatch and Ted.
Yeah, and I love their stuff, and they have a pretty big thing coming up. I don't know if it can be announced yet, but I'll see if Ted pops it up there. But I do appreciate all the bands, and I'm going to get more into some of the other bands and start listening to them. It's all a big group, but listen, guys, we love having you guys part of the team and part of the Hard Rock and Sports family, and we feel like we're part of your family as well.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. So and truthfully, honestly, even off the air, Jeff's always talking about the product and how good it is. So I won't speak for Jeff.
It works, man. I love it. I absolutely love it, man.
Well, so that's one of the things with us. Obviously, I'm a beard enthusiast, and I've been making beard oils for myself for years, and I don't want to put anything out that I'm not going to use myself. That I'm not. Now, the formula itself is. I'm not trying to knock any other company, but I truly believe our formula for beard oil and for our cleansing conditioners is the best that there is out there.
Yeah, superior.
There's some other great products that I've used because trust me, I try a lot because I want to see what other people are doing.
Right.
And I try not to be biased, but I genuinely like, our formula. The scent is always subjective. Not every scent is going to always be for everyone. That's why we offer a variety of scents. But I'm not going to put out something that also I'm not going to like myself. Joe has his favorites out of what we have.
Yep.
I have my personal favorites. If I name my top 3 right now without being biased, believe the one with Black Sasquatch. I love that pine campfire and s'more scent. And I'll be honest, when I was creating that one, I didn't know if I was going to like it or not. And I know that scent is not for everybody, but that's right up there with my personal favorites. The new one, Bucknut, with So High, is another great scent. Cookie Jar, one of our other Christmas scents. I know Joe really likes that one. Joe likes more of the fruity and pastry type scent.
Yeah. That's for sure.
So, everybody's different in that aspect, but regardless, we have a scent that everybody's going to like. It may not be the same one, but there's a scent for everyone, and the formula is really top notch.
Yeah.
Well, you guys will do a great job, and there's also skincare products like I talked about with the strawberry switchblade. So make sure you visit these guys. And Adam Hines, thank you very much. And again, I'm going to get into a little bit deeper into the bands that I don't know, and I'm gonna be reaching out. But Adam, you're welcome here anytime. We love having new guests and new people involved in the show. But guys, listen, one last thing. Beside everything else, next time you guys doing stuff for charities, please make sure we know about it. Sometimes we kind of miss things in the world. We get so busy. One, we want to promote it, but 2, I certainly want to contribute to it. Whether it's buying a couple products or sending a couple bucks, anything you're doing with the vets and stuff like that, we're big supporters, and anything we can do to help, whether it's promote or pick up a couple things to help out, we want to be involved.
All right. Well, we got a couple of events in the works right now. We don't have definitive dates, but one of them is going to be most likely mid-March, around our 2-year anniversary from when we launched our website. We're going to be at a hemp farm, and we're going to be doing that for charity. Another one a little bit further off, but we want to go up to Ohio this summer. One, that's where I'm from. I have a lot of family there, and it'll be good to see them. 2, 3 bands that we work with are from the state of Ohio. So we want to try to coordinate with all of them, get all 3 of them to play at it. That would be Black Sasquatch, So High, and Fester, and have all 3 of them play at it, have a beard contest, and do it all for charity, and try to make it the biggest event we possibly can.
Well, congrats. And like I said, guys, give us some heads up on it. Send us some banners or videos, whatever you're doing to promote. We'll certainly do it on our social media, and we'll absolutely do it every week. And when I say we love your product, we absolutely do. And we love you guys for being a part of our show and for making us part of your company. So, again, guys, Joe Casano, Mike Weisman, Merry Christmas to you both, to your families. Much continued success in the new year. And don't be strangers, guys.
All right. Thank you for having us on, and Merry Christmas to both of you guys. And we'll be talking to you guys soon.
You got it.
Very good, man. Have a good holiday, guys, man. Enjoy.
You as well, Jeff.
Take care, guys. That's guys, hempwizard.net, guys. And I'm telling you, you heard it from them. They're great products, great people, Jeff. And it's one of the benefits of doing this show together is meeting guys like that and helping them grow their business while they help us kind of grow our family here.
Yeah, no, they're good guys, man. Listen, on the outside looking into their business, you can see how they've kind of grown a little bit with the things they tell us.
Yeah.
And sometimes, not that I have ideas, man, but it's like, some things that you would like to see them do. Hopefully they do it later on. And, as they get bigger, maybe a sample pack would be cool that you get, the chance to try out all of these different scents.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, you know what I mean? There's a lot of different things that
a little box really set with a little bit of everything. That's actually great. Yeah. You should send that to Mike. That's actually a really great idea. A little gift pack that's got a little bit of sense that somebody can kind of buy a real small amount just to test it out. And my wife does that. She has this thing called Scent Bird, and every month they send her a couple of very small perfumes. And she pays for a couple bucks a month. And they come and then she goes, "Oh, I really like this one," and she buys a bigger version of it.
Yeah.
So that's actually great. Let me tell you, every once in a while you pop up with a good idea. Write this one down. I don't want you to forget. Maybe it's the Gentleman Jack talking. I'm not sure.
No, please, no more of that. And then, then on top of that, right? Yeah. I had all that Gentleman Jack. Then I had my very first hot toddy earlier today.
What? Let me ask you a question. What the hell is a hot toddy? Can you tell?
Well, I didn't know until today. But
Well, tell me, because I don't know. I don't even know right now.
All right, it's tea,
Yeah.
right, with lemon and honey, and clove, and some whiskey in there. So it's not bad. It's not bad, but
let me ask you a question. So you're drinking Gentleman Jack. What makes you? Did you do the hot toddy before the Gentleman Jack or after?
No, after. I would have done hot toilet water after that. So like I said, then on top of that, while eating tuna fish sandwiches.
Tuna, Gentleman Jack, and a hot toddy. Oof, that's a hell of a combination.
I don't remember what bread did I have. And anyway, I'm washing it down with the hot toddy.
Yeah.
Then I go upstairs because the chair came. And now I
Right.
had to go upstairs and put the chair together.
Right.
So I'm putting that together half cracked. But I fucked it up, and then I had to take part of it apart and put it back together because I put it the thing the chair sits on. I put it the wrong way, so like when you sat in it, you were like going forward. Yeah, so it was all right. But now it's nice and comfortable. And then I had to take a shower. Then I went downstairs and I ate pizza. So
it's a hell of a day you've
tomorrow morning, I'm gonna have to have a fallout zone. Nobody's gonna be able to go near me for a while.
It's going to be squeegeeing and painting in the Talwinski bathroom tomorrow.
Oh my God, there will be no more paint.
I would Carrie, you know what? My grandmother, when I was a kid, I'll tell you a quick story. I don't know if anybody cares, but I got to tell the story because when I would sleep at my grandmother's house, which was kind of often, if you had what we called a sour belly, where you kind of knew you had to throw up but you couldn't, my grandmother would make us do a shot of scotch. And I never forget the first time she said, "Drink this very fast, but stand in front of the toilet." I didn't know what the hell she was talking about, but I'll never forget. I did a shot of scotch, and it went down, and it came right back up and brought everything with it. And it wasn't until years later when I asked what her magic potion was to make my stomach feel better, she said scotch. I said, no wonder my family's a bunch of drunks. So,
well, speaking of scotch, I'm going through this little cabinet that we had today. Because I was just looking.
Obviously, you cleaned out the cabinet today.
Something like that. Yeah, I'm looking for an inventory of what I have and what I don't have. And then I found a bottle of scotch.
Okay.
I've not yet touched.
Is it on the menu? Would you say it's on the menu?
No, not for quite some time. I got to work my way up to that one. But right now I bought the fucking cider from Jack Daniels.
Yes, I saw that. It just wasn't a liquor store. I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't bother.
No, bad.
No, it's not that it's bad.
Is that the winter cider? Is that the one? The white bottle?
Yeah, it's a white bottle, but all it is apple schnapps with some like Jack Daniels in it. It's only like 30 proof. I was pounding those down last night, and I'm like, man, I'm not even fucking getting buzzed.
Yeah, I decided that tomorrow I am going to splurge and buy a bottle of Don Julio 1942 tequila.
What is that?
It's a tequila. It's very, very
But I mean, what's so special about it?
It's Don Julio's best. To me, it's the best tequila on the market. It's just very expensive. It's a big bottle, but it's very expensive.
It's very expensive.
I would tell you could pay anywhere from $150 to $180 a bottle.
Wow.
But it is smooth. Like if you're a tequila guy, see, this is not a shot tequila. And that's why I'm always afraid to buy it, because I will come home, my wife will be pounding shots of this, which is, $5 a shot at that point, or $8 a shot, depending on how many shots you get out of a bottle. But if you were looking for a nice sipping tequila, throw it on for ice and just sip it, it's the absolute smoothest tequila. Absolutely, Adam. It's absolutely, but just very expensive. So you can't buy it if you're looking to pound. When I'm going to pound shots, it's Quavo. Just give me a cheap bottle. I'll pound shots all night with Quavo. Ugly. It's ugly in the morning. But
how many shots is you pounding shots all night?
I would say my personal record is 15.
15?
Yes, that's my personal.
Just drinking shots.
That's just drinking shots with
over how long?
Depends. Could be over a couple of hours.
Is that with a chaser?
Yes, always with a chaser. If I'm pounding shots, especially if it's Quavo, It's either, a glass of water or some ginger ale, something just to kind of wash the taste out of my mouth. But if I'm looking to get pounded, give me the simple stuff. Give me Quavo. Give me, I'm not a big Patron fan. Was it Amigos? The Amigos. I can't think of the name of it.
We have a bottle of dark Patron.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Patron. I certainly don't like the coffee Patron. They have different. Everybody's got different versions of it. The Patron's not bad.
I don't think it's coffee. It's just a dark. I don't think it's a coffee one, but
yeah, they have so many different. But Don Julio, any of the Don Julios are really good. But 1942, if you're looking to reward somebody and you want to spend a few bucks, that is the stuff. Nice and smooth, simple and easy. But that ain't a pound. That is a sipping tequila. But anyway.
Is that from 1942?
I have no idea why. I've never looked up the fact why it's called Don Julio 1942. I really have no idea. Cabo Wabo is not bad. A lot of people I know don't like it, but I don't mind a Cabo Wabo. I think it's actually good. It's actually good tequila. It's a little expensive for what it is, but it's not bad. One of these days I've said this, Jeff. There's two things I want to do. I want to learn the difference between whiskeys and scotches. I always wanted to kind of go to a class where they teach you what the difference was: single barrel, double barrel, double black, green, yellow. I'd like to know the differences between all these. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you what a good.
I can tell you real quick what it is, but you could look into it more and find out yourself. Scotch is made strictly in Scotland,
right?
Where whiskey is made in certain areas of the United States. Bourbon, which is also a whiskey,
yes,
is made in like different areas. Like, for example, bourbon may be made in Tennessee,
right?
Okay, where whiskey, for example, may be made in Ohio,
right?
Rye may be made in New Jersey. And then as far as the barrels go, the double barrel, single barrel, I believe like if it's a single barrel, they put it in one barrel and they let it sit there and ferment itself,
right.
whatever the process is. A double barrel, they may put it from one barrel and then put it into another barrel. So like they may go from an oak barrel to say like a birch barrel or something, and the wood changes the flavor of the drink. So if you drink certain ones, and not that I'm big on it, like my boss retired, and I bought him a bottle of the Metallica whiskey.
Okay.
And that was harsh. And meanwhile he's drinking, he's like, "Whoa, this is pretty good." Holy shit, man. Like, that tastes like it could fucking scare paint dinner away. But it was a little on the expensive side, but it was something different. So I got it because it was the Metallica whiskey.
Yeah.
So he liked it. He said he liked it.
Okay.
And other whiskeys, like I had Tullamore Dew. Dude, this shit was so smooth. It was like drinking water.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I drank that the night before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
The next day, my wife woke up and she showed me all the bruises all over her because she fell. She went home a few minutes before me.
Uh-huh.
Looked like she got into a fight with somebody, like Mike Tyson kind of fight. And he won big time by decision too,
Hey, Adam, make sure you hit us up on Facebook so we can track what you guys are doing and let you keep you up to date what we're doing over here also. So make sure, Adam.
But
that's funny.
That was drinking Tullamore Dew. I don't remember. They left. The people I was with left.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even remember walking home.
Yeah. By the way, you fired me that night as the assistant general manager of of our fantasy team. You fired me that night and told me that you would not be teaming up with me next year. Just for the record, I'm hoping that was the alcohol talking.
Well, I don't know. We got to see. We haven't made many good decisions.
It's very true. Can't argue with that point.
Picking the tight ends is bad.
Yes. Hard Rock Sports, Jeff and Tom celebrating Christmas to you guys. I got the Jet game on the TV, waiting for that to come on. So far, the weather seems to be holding out. So who knows? Maybe they'll get through this game dry and with
another fucking storm that's going to fucking peter out.
Yes, exactly. Talk about it all day. Jeff, let's talk a little sports. We haven't done it all night. Let's talk a bit. And here's what I want to talk about: your New York Jets, because they're kind of in a flux. We all think they have a great defense. I was a little disappointed in the Lion game. They gave up that really 50-yard tight end screen to a guy who was running about 3 miles an hour to kind of put the game away. But the biggest news is the quarterback. And I think the Jets are in a bad flux right now. First off, I'm not buying the fact that Mike White can't play. And I'm sorry, because I think it's all too convenient that he got so hurt that he went to 10 doctors and he can't get on the field somehow. I got to believe that for some reason he feels he's capable of playing and it's good enough. I think this is a way that the Jets had a simple, easy way to get Zach Wilson on the field because they want Zach Wilson to be successful. Bottom line, though, is I'll let you go off on it. I don't believe that the Jets have their next year's quarterback on their roster right now. Your thoughts?
Well, one, I believe that you're partially right. And I also believe that you're partially wrong. And I think that they feel as though that they have to give Zach Wilson a push.
Yes.
Simply because they're going to look silly if this guy does not make it. They drafted him with the second pick in the draft. If he doesn't work out, they're going to look silly. So they got to give him every opportunity to work out. Mm-hmm. That's one thing, okay? Yep. Second, unfortunately, they're in the midst of a playoff run.
Yep.
Okay? Playoff race. So any major mistake could be bad, but they need to know where they stand and what's going to happen. I read, I think it was on ESPN, there could be up to 19 teams this year that change quarterbacks one way or another.
Wow.
And if you're the Jets, you need to know, because are you one of those 19 teams? 3, Mike White. I was not a big Mike White fan.
Okay.
I was not supportive of Mike White.
No, you weren't.
Okay? I believe after watching him and watching what happens, I believe this is a completely different team with Mike White on the field. Players, I saw Garrett Wilson protesting, pretty bad.
Yeah.
On the field
yes.
against Zach Wilson.
Yes.
And I never saw him do that with Mike White. And I understand he's a rookie, and I understand that, he wants to help the team and everything else, and that he, needs to know his role as a rookie on that team once again. So, you can't be bugging out and doing certain things like that. It's just not a good look for you in your position. That's how I feel. That's one thing.
Yep.
Second, the Jets, I think what they have to do is they're going to give Wilson every chance and know that next year they're going to go into it with Mike White as the number one guy. That's how I feel. I think they're gonna trade him or cut him. To be honest with you, that's what I'm thinking.
You think they're going to cut Zach Wilson?
Yeah,
yeah,
I think so.
Wow.
If look at fucking Baker Mayfield last year at this time, he was the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns,
a playoff team.
Okay, well, they didn't make the playoffs last year. The year before that, I believe they made the playoffs.
Was it the year before?
I believe so. I don't think they made it last year.
Okay.
But, bottom line is that here he is. His career in the NFL could be over. You know what I mean? Like, it's virtually over. You're on your third team in a year.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck? You're not, and that whole quarterback class.
Yeah.
Eradicated from the NFL, with the exception of Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So everybody that wanted to suck for Sam, he's on the Panthers, but he ain't going to be starting next year.
No,
Mayfield gone, Rosen gone. I don't even think Rosen is involved in the NFL.
No, he is. I just heard the other day he signed with somebody. I don't know if he's on a practice squad, but he's back in the NFL again right now. Yeah.
But to be on somebody's practice squad, Tom, you know what that means?
No, I got it. But he's still collecting a paycheck, regardless.
You got to clean the first 10 spots from the fucking door, parking spots from the door when you get in the morning. That's all. Instead of doing the first 15 trying to get on the team.
Yeah.
You only have to do 10.
I think here's the problem for the Jets right now. The worst case scenario for the Jets is if Zach Wilson poops the bed tonight, right? Mike White gets healthy, finishes the season playing well, even though think about it. I think they're 1-2 with Mike White at quarterback and 5-3 with Zach Wilson. But everybody wants Mike White to start. But I think the biggest thing that could go wrong for the Jets is if Mike White would get back on the field and play well, even if the Jets don't win, because the fans and his teammates are going to want him back next year. But the Jets are going to want to bring back Zach Wilson, and I'm telling you, they're not cutting him. One, he's not making any money. Two, they think he's something special, and three, they're going to look awfully bad if they cut the number 2 pick in the draft on before his third year starts. So the best thing that can happen for the Jets is that Zach Wilson goes out there right now, plays really well, or plays a little well at least, and they're able to trade Mike White in the offseason while his value is very high to somebody who, like you said, 19 teams may be looking for quarterbacks next year.
Well, listen.
And I think Mike White may be better than a lot of these guys. I mean, certainly better than Sam Darnold, certainly better than Jameis Winston and Andy Dalton and those guys, some of these guys.
I don't know, but to borrow a page out of your book of thinking, because you've said it a million times on this show, like 2 years. What is 2 years? You need to keep them more and everything. No. You don't, because if the quarterback of the future is coming from somewhere, you need to grab him while he's there. You can't worry about this kid.
Sure, I agree, but that's not how he
goes out and has a good game. And I'm talking about Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I got you. I know exactly what you're talking about.
This fucking guy goes out and he's 17 of 31, and he throws the ball for 78 yards with 1 touchdown and an interception, and they well, that's a great game because that's his first turnover in 4 games. And but the guy's not throwing for any yards. Mike White comes out, he's throwing for over 300 yards. Now I understand that his record right now is a losing record, but you're building up a rapport with some of the offensive players. And if you're building up a rapport with a guy like Garrett Wilson and some of the other guys, when Breece Hall was playing and he was running on all cylinders, that Jet offense was as dangerous as that Jet defense.
Absolutely. And you have to win right now. Well, that defense is going to be really good again next year.
Yeah. And Zach Wilson, they have to push Zach Wilson. It's a must. If they don't, they're going to look stupid. And then whoever they go to draft, people are going to be like, oh, there's another one. They're going to fuck this one up. They're going to fuck that one up.
Well, there's another scenario here where they keep Mike White because the team loves him. The fans love him. They could either draft a quarterback or bring in a veteran guy other than Flacco and let Mike White go to camp. But to me, you can't have Zach Wilson and Mike White on the roster next year because I think it causes too much controversy. You either got to go Zach Wilson and make him your guy and trade Mike White, or you got to make Mike White your guy and trade Zach Wilson. You can't keep both of these guys on the roster because it's just going to defeat the purpose of chemistry and harmony, Jeff.
Well, listen, when they put Zach Wilson, they just told him, go over there. Don't put uniform on today. That's it. Just sit. There was no bitching in the paper from him. There was no crying through the media.
No.
I understand that listen, he kind of brought that upon himself.
Oh, of course. Yes, absolutely.
This is something that should have been done a lot sooner. But I'll tell you right now, 2 seasons on the team. Okay, 2 injury-plagued seasons, 2 seasons where when he throws for 300 yards, people make it seem like they got Tom Brady. The guy threw for 300 yards. What's the big deal? Just fucking send somebody out there. Like I'm talking about Zach Wilson. He's thrown for 1 300-yard game and I forget, I think it was like 18 starts or whatever it was.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Mike White has 2 or 3 300-yard games and 4 or 5 starts.
Yes.
I'm not saying that he's going to go out and become the next greatest quarterback in the world. I'm not saying that, but he works this team pretty well.
Sure. And
I really believe that you want to do the right thing. You may have him right there. Why not try him out? You can't hurt. Nothing hurts at this point in time.
No, I agree. My only thought process is if you're the Jets, you can't miss on a quarterback next year. If you go your way and you keep Mike White, you make him start and Zach Wilson's on the bench, if that falls apart, you're wasting a big window. So you have to be sure that one or both of these guys is your guy. And if he's not, there'll be some quarterbacks available next year. Now, I don't think the Jets are going to get a decent one in the draft where they're going to be picking. But at this point, guys like Garoppolo will be available. I mean, there's going to be some quarterbacks who have, listen, you could have Daniel Jones could decide to be a free agent or the Giants could cut him. I think Daniel Jones is better than both these guys right now. Now, they may be down in the future, these guys could be better. I don't know. But at this moment, there's still going to be a few quarterbacks out there that maybe you say, you know what, let's go for it. And again, Jimmy G's, I think that guy, on paper, I'm not a big fan. I think he gets hurt too much. So I wouldn't. But listen, there's some people out there, Jeff.
Well, that's the thing with Zach Wilson. He's in his second year in the league. He's lost how many games due to injury over the course of 2 years?
Yes.
You can't just turn around and say this is your guy.
Yeah.
Excuse me. What is this? You can't, because he's already proven to be injuries.
Yes. Yeah.
And what's the point of having him? Because you better have a good backup. And not for nothing, Flacco, as the backup for the Jets, did a better job than Wilson did as a starter.
Yes and no. I'm not going to disagree. Listen, he's a vet. He should do better. But listen, this is a big time for Zach Wilson.
Somebody that plays maybe 2 games a year, maybe, and you kind of ask. That's like the football player. I think he was on the Green Bay Packers the night before the Super Bowl.
Yes,
didn't think he was playing. He went out. He got all fucked up, drunk, and hungover, and then he comes in the next day and he finds out you're fucking starting.
That is correct. That is absolutely correct.
So that's where Joe Flacco is. You never know what's going to happen. But with Zach Wilson, it could happen more often.
Yeah, and listen, this is a big game for Zach Wilson tonight because, I already believe he's lost the locker room to a certain extent. I think the guys will support him when he's out in the field because they have to. But I believe that the Jet locker room wants Mike White to be the quarterback. And they'll
so too.
Huh?
I believe so too.
Yeah, so I think this is a big game for Zach Wilson. I think for him to kind of turn things around, it starts with tonight. Not only playing well, but winning this game. If he goes out there and throws, interception after interception, misses open receivers. If you start seeing Garrett Wilson running down the field, Jeff, waving his arms and stomping and gesticulating negatively, I think this is bad news for Zach Wilson because even if the Jet coach and management want to keep Zach Wilson, if he's lost the locker room, they're going to have to trade him.
Yeah, well, I believe he already did. I agree,
but I think if he went out there tonight and played well, not great, doesn't have to play great, just don't be a real good game manager. Don't turn the ball over. Put him in a position to win, and they win this game. It'll start to turn it around. I mean, he did a nice job after the loss, taking responsibility. You could see, even if he didn't mean it, he was really smart enough to say the right things.
Who, Zach Wilson?
Yes. I watched the press conference.
That is like taking a shit when you're driving with white pants on and telling everybody in the car that you farted. And then when you get up, you're like, oh, I didn't see that. Okay, we just lived through this a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
And he had to be told and benched and everything else.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden he says, oh, yeah, that was on me. Well, first of all, it's quite obvious who was on. That's one thing. Okay.
Yep.
Second of all, if you all you're doing is appeasing people at this point in time.
Oh, yeah, again, but at least you're saying the right thing. I got you.
Yeah,
I got you. It shouldn't even be a question, but it was. So at least he's learned that much. Now, is he going to go out there?
Learning? Or, I mean, come on. Just because you get a retarded kid, you lock him in the kitchen. All right. Sooner or later, he's going to touch the stove.
I got you.
And then you keep telling him fire bad, fire bad, fire bad. Sooner or later, he's going to fire bad, and he's not going to touch it no more. Doesn't mean he understands the concept that fire.
I understand, but at least he's not dumb enough to say. I got your point. Does he mean what he's saying? Probably not. Does he believe that it was on him? Probably not. But at least he's not dumb enough after 3 weeks of being suspended or sitting on the bench to at least say, "Hey, bad me bad, me bad." At the very least, Jeff. I'm not telling you you're wrong. I happen to agree with you. And the Jets get a sack and a fumble recovered. Looks like by the Jets. Waiting for a thing right now. The Jets have Jets ball on a fumble recovery. I think that was Quinton Williams. Is that Quinton Williams? Nope, I don't think that was Quinton Williams.
That's our defense, baby.
Williams. That's Williams out there on the sack. It was Quinton Williams. I'm sorry. Quinton Williams on a sack of Trevor Lawrence. The Jets get the ball deep in their in Jaguar territory. And let's see. Yep, that's a fumble. That is absolutely a fumble. Good job by the Jets. So we'll see. We're going to see Zach Wilson coming up in a second, but this is a big game for him. This is a big game for the Jets. I mean, listen, they're on the playoff bubble. They're right now. They are ninth. They are in front of them is the Patriots, who happen to own the tiebreaker over them. They have 2 wins over the Jets, so they would have finished tied. The Patriots would get the spot. Miami, who's kind of not playing real well, and the Jets end the season against them, so the Jets are still in it. There's the Jaguars are creeping up behind them, and so are the Raiders, who got a miracle win. Did you see that miracle win by the Raiders this week? Did you see the?
What the fuck was that?
I actually had. Can I play that for you? I actually had.
Yeah. But you know why? Because it's amazing. But let it play and make sure we can hear the announcer, because that was the best part. Even I was waiting for him to be like, "What the fuck? What the fuck is this?"
Hold on, let's play it.
Mac Hollins out on defense. He's all the way back. And Stevenson.
Is anyone going to?
Is inside the 30, flips it back. Stanford band nowhere in sight. It's picked off. Oh no! Unbelievable! Oh wow! Incredible! Chandler Jones takes it in and wins the game for the Raiders. Have you ever seen an ending like that?
I've never seen anything like that. I have no idea why he was doing that. Oh my goodness.
Here's another look.
Okay, so everyone is back as expected. The Patriots are really running the ball to get to overtime. And then Ramondre Stevenson decides he's going to lateral it back to Jacoby Myers. And Jacoby Myers, I know that this was not the play call. He decides he's going to throw it to Mac Jones, and Chandler Jones takes advantage of the opportunity, stiff boys Mac Jones on his way to a touchdown. I have no idea what Jacoby Myers was doing. Chandler Jones gets Mac Jones with the stiff arm and the touchdown.
Friday will be the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception.
I'm in disbelief.
What are they going to call this one?
I don't know, man. I am in disbelief.
I got a name for that play. What the fuck?
I hear you, man. First of all, Mac Jones looked like fucking, what's his face? Hill. Tyreek Hill.
Yes.
When Quentin Williams gave him a stiff arm, man. Holy shit. He knocked him into next week. I'm not sure if this guy got up yet.
Holy cow. That had to be the dumbest play I've ever seen. Now, I mean, you have to blame the coaches. And I want to get back to the Jets, because I want to blame Coach Saleh in a minute for a very bad job by him. And but you know that building call out on the sideline. He's got the 2-headed monster of Matt Patricia and Joe Judge calling offensive plays. You know that wasn't called. Why you were running the ball in that spot to begin with? If you were going overtime anyway, take a knee. Just take a knee or throw a Hail Mary. Why you would run the football and risk anything happening? Now, I'm not blaming him for that, Jeff, because nobody thought that was going to happen.
Well, first of all, Stevenson ran the ball. He got good yardage.
Yeah.
Okay. And he just turned around and dumped the ball off to the guy behind him.
Jacoby Myers, correct.
Okay. So that guy had the ball and then immediately went backwards.
Yeah, about 10
and
yards.
went like 4 blocks the other way.
Yes.
Which I couldn't understand, like, what the hell was going on?
I don't know.
Yeah. So he's going back the other way, and then I know you got to lateral the ball backwards. He goes to lateral the ball, and this guy, Chandler Jones, was right there, catches the ball, knocks over fucking Mac Jones like he's not even there.
Yeah.
And just goes.
Oh, my God.
And I love when you see these plays like this, the announcer. He was just like, what was he like? Oh, no.
Oh, no. The funny part, if you watch Bill Belichick's body language on the way out the thing, you could just see he wanted to go over and rip somebody's helmet off and just poop down their neck. It just was the worst thing I've ever seen. That might be the worst ending to a game I've ever seen for a team. I can't think of too many. I mean, the Giants had one about 10 or 12 years ago with a punt return from the guy Jackson. What's his name? jerk off. I can't think of his name. But with the Eagles, I thought that was bad. The game, again, I'm going to blame coaching. If you have no shot of getting a first down, take a knee and move on. Punt, throw a Hail Mary, anything but put the ball in play, because a lot of things could go wrong, and it was one of them. So
listen, as bad as that maneuver was, you don't know. Maybe the fucking coach turns around and says, listen, we don't plays like that unless it's an absolute must. Or
absolutely, sure.
And I'm sure that Belichick didn't turn around and say, guys, that was the time. We got to. I don't see that. No. Okay, he was walking off the field. I would not want to be in that locker room after that game, man. Holy shit!
Those two, the guys, Stevenson, Myers, at the very least, those guys probably rode back in the baggage department. If they were even allowed on the plane.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they had tickets or whatever. They didn't go the same way. No.
Listen, Frankie, your boy Russell Wilson wouldn't have hit water if he fell out of a boat. Please.
I love the enthusiasm this fucking guy has, man.
By the way, Frank, we almost banned you from the show for kicking the crap out of us and to knock us out of the playoffs, just for the record. We nearly banned you from the show.
Yeah, it's a good thing you're a Christmas guy, Frank, because fuck you, man. That's all I got to say.
Not only did you beat us, you kicked the living crap out of us. Have a great week.
What the fuck?
Yeah, just for the record, Frankie. So, Hard Rock and Sports, Jeff and Tom, we got a little way to go on this one. But I want to get back to the Jets for another minute, and I want to say this: Jeff, we kid each other off the air, about Coach Saleh, and I have no idea whether the guy's going to be a good coach. Now, right now, he's turned the defense around from worst last year to one of the top 5 defenses in football, maybe even top 3, but certainly top 5.
Listen. Top 10. He's last I saw, he had the 10th ranked defense.
Yeah, but again, I think they're even better than that. I'd be honest, but okay, let's say top 10. He went from 31st last year to top 10. That's a pretty good turnaround. The offense has been better. It hasn't been great, and I think he's done a good job with the team. I think the team buys into what he's selling. But I keep saying, until I see him coach in a game, and I mean by timeouts and game management, and I have to tell you, Jeff, if this was the first time he really had the opportunity, it was a piss poor job. You cannot put yourself in a position where you've got a minute and change or more on the clock with 3 timeouts, and you go home with one of those timeouts in your back pocket, and the timeout you took had 1 second on the clock, and you burned through about 60 seconds in time getting to the line of scrimmage. It's a bad job. You settled for a 58-yard field goal in a windy day. It was a very bad job. He said it. I'll give him credit for saying it the next day that he blew it. But to me, that's something that can't happen. And if it happens again, then you got to start to question his coaching ability. The guy may be a great motivator, but you can't lose a game like that. All chance in the world to win it went by bad coaching decisions at the end.
Well, here's what I think.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I think that he was trying to keep an eye on the clock, play the game, and trying to put himself in a position to win and leave no time left on the clock.
Yep.
That's what I think was happening.
That's a bad job then.
Well, is it?
Yes, it is a bad job, Jeff. Absolutely. Because you know what? You got to play to win the game first, not to lose the game. By trying to keep time off the clock so the other team doesn't get the ball back, you have to have faith in your defense at that point. You have to say to yourself, my defense is going to stop them. Now, I agree. You don't want to leave a minute and a half, but the bottom line is you have to put yourself in a position to win the game first, not to not lose the game. That's my point.
He was coming down the field. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, I can't argue with the fact that he acknowledged what he did.
Yep.
But this is how I see it.
Go ahead.
Okay? His offense wasn't scoring during the game. We know that. We saw that. His defense was definitely holding the Lions back. The Lions were averaging 32 points a game.
Oh, they did a great job.
Right? So they held them to 20 points or whatever, 24 points.
Something like that. Yeah. Did a great job.
So that's one thing. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I could see why he would want to try to burn as much time off the clock as possible. Do you kick or attempt to kick a field goal with 1 second left? No, not in ideal situations, not unless you're a lot closer than that. But It is what it is. And if he had made it and he had scored and they won the game by a point, then he would have looked like that would have been the greatest thing since sliced bread. Because it didn't work out as well, people are going to second guess and rip him apart for it.
Yeah, but Jeff, it's about clock management. I get your point. You're right. If it's less of an issue if he wins the game. I agree with you.
Dude, he wins the game. He wins the game. The word bad clock management would have never been mentioned.
No, I disagree. You still, I'll just put it this way. I would have still been ripping him about it. I don't know who else would have, but most, it would have been mentioned in articles because here's the thing. You got to manage the clock. Here's the thing. When you throw a pass that's 20 yards long and the guy runs around and then he's got to get the ball to the umpire to set it. Everybody's got to run to the line of scrimmage. You're losing 15, 16 seconds. They had plays of over 14 yards. I think it was 3 times. And every time he let the clock run. So, again, they needed another 15 seconds and one more play to get another 10 yards, and they probably win the game. The problem was he took those chances away, and he left with one time in his pocket. So while I understand it would have been less of an eyesore, it still would have been bad job by him on this. Even if he got away with it, it's still a bad job. And I was watching the game, and I'm going, why isn't he calling timeouts? I'm sitting on my couch watching the game, and I'm going, call timeout. Why are you going home with a timeout in your pocket? So, again, one bad one I've seen so far. We'll see what he gets the rest of the way.
I understand what you're saying, okay? But I got to say, I agree with the move simply because, Detroit, they didn't score that much, but they were definitely moving the ball a lot better than the Jets offense. And why give them any time left? Jared Goff, they threw an interesting stat up about Goff, which I did not know, where I think that on the road this year, I think he's only thrown 2 touchdown passes.
Okay.
Something of that nature. Okay. So it was just a couple touchdown passes for the year on the road. So he's been like, all his numbers, they seem good. But
indoors. He's a great indoor quarterback playing in the dome.
Well, they're only at home. He's not doing anything on the road. You're not even throwing anything out on the road.
Right.
So, you maybe have to trust your defense, but why take that chance if you could just put it away and you could leave them, say they kicked the field goal and the Lions got the ball back with 3 seconds left, or the Jets had 3 seconds left on the clock and now they're going to kick the ball off to the Lions.
Right.
So, I understand what you're saying and I agree. I hear you. But like I said, one, if they did it and they won, that nobody would ever even talk about the clock. 2, he was trying to, kill time. But you would think this is not the first coach that we've ever seen that didn't know clock management.
No, not at all.
Have somebody next to you and like an advisor say, okay, call a timeout, call a timeout, call a timeout. There has to be somebody on that sideline.
I agree with you.
Telling him, you got to call a timeout. There has to be.
Jeff, I agree with you, but I'll tell you this. And again, if you're an experienced coach, whether you're a coordinator, head coach, whatever, you're sitting there before the play, and you've already gone through in your head, if we get a long pass here, we're going to call a timeout. If it's a short pass, get to the line of scrimmage, just spike the ball. What you're telling this to your team as well, but you're saying it to yourself, and your coaching staff should be saying this. And if you're not, you need to get better coaches because that's how it really works. Again,
I understand. I know what you're saying, and you're 100% right. You're 100% right.
Yeah. So this one to me was the first failure. I thought he handled the Zach Wilson thing pretty well. I thought he did a great job getting Wilson back on the field. You said it. You got to get Wilson back out there. I think he did a great job getting that done. I say he's done a good job with that team. They love playing for him. But again, you can't get in a situation in the NFL where you give away wins. And I believe that they gave away a win. I think had he called the timeouts properly, moved the ball, again, another 5 or 10 yards would have made a bigger difference. And I think there's a chance they could have won that game. And, that puts them in a better position. 8-6 right now, as opposed to 7-7 is a big difference. 8-6 right now.
Dude, 8-6 is the playoffs.
They're in the playoffs right now.
8-6 is the playoffs. It is the playoffs. Because they're going to be ahead of the Dolphins.
Yes,
they're ahead of the Patriots.
Yeah. So That's
have an uphill climb without a doubt.
Yeah. So tonight's a big game for them. It's a huge game for Zach Wilson. Again, it's their last home game. They're going on the road for 2 games. Last one being in Miami. So this is a big game for the Jets. So, I got it on 3-3. Jacksonville just scored, kicked the field goal, just kicked off to the Jets. Jets will start at their own 25. And the rain and the wind has started there, Jeff. I'm watching it on the TV, and you can see some rain working. So let's see how Zach Wilson handles that. But let's talk about the Giants, Jeff. And I'm sure you probably didn't watch the game Sunday night. Maybe you caught bits and pieces.
No, but give me a favor, Tom. Just give me 2 seconds. I got to go take a squirt, please.
Go ahead. So again, Hard Rock Sports, Jeff and Tom here on a Thursday night. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate everybody coming in to celebrate Christmas with us. Lots of new people popping in. The board's filled up, and I really do appreciate you guys doing that. But let's talk about the Giants a little bit, and a big win for the Giants on Sunday night. Nobody gave the Giants a chance. Everybody said, they had their chance in New York, in New Jersey, they blew it. Everybody said, the Commanders were playing, the Redskins were playing great football, and their defensive line, and the Giants couldn't stop them. Well, I have to tell you, the Giants did a great job, and I will tell you, this is one of the best coaching jobs I have ever seen in the NFL. The Giant roster has very little talent, honestly, especially at some of the skill spots. Corner, at wide receiver, tight end suspect right now. Linebacker is a little questionable. So the fact that they're 8-6 and a chance this weekend to clinch a playoff berth, if Brian Dable is not coach of the year, I don't know who is. So good job by Brian Dable and Joe Shane to get these guys off. But Sunday night was a great job, and I'll tell you why. The Giants took the fans out of the game early. They ran the ball. The 97-yard drive was a thing of beauty. Daniel Jones is the Giant quarterback of the future. He will be the quarterback next year. Short barring an injury at this season, the team likes him. He plays well. He manages the game well. Will he be an elite quarterback? I'm not sure. I'm just keeping an eye on the Jet game right here. Good pass by Zach Wilson for a very long first down. So good. The Jets are moving the ball in the weather. But I have to tell you, the Giant game was entertaining. I thought both teams played really well. Some bad coaching by Ron Rivera. Great job on calling, asking for replays by the Giants. They complete turnaround. And Taylor Heineke, for all his bravado and bullshit, played a terrible game. Was outplayed by Daniel Jones. Saquon was quiet till they needed him. And at the end of the game, he had 3 amazing 14, 15-yard runs that basically put the game away. Took the Giants down. They scored a field goal, making 8 points, and a great job by the Giant defense. I mean, there is, the corners are not good. Linebackers are average at best. But a great job and a great coming out party for Kayvon Thibodeau or Ojulari, Dexter Lawrence. That's the basis of a good team. But I'm telling you, Jeff, Brian Dable's coach of the year. With that roster, 8-6, he went into Washington to beat the Skins when nobody thought he had a chance to do it. I got to tell you, that was a good job by the Giants Sunday night. And right now, if they win and a couple losses by a couple of teams who probably will lose this weekend, the Giants could be in the playoffs on Saturday. And you can drop it any way you want to. But this is a great job by the Giants.
I'm going to open this up, and when I open it up, we're going to come back to reality.
We're in reality.
It's going to suck.
Why am I out of reality? The Giants are 8-6. They played a great game.
They're
Terrible
team.
They're not a terrible team.
They're a terrible team.
Oh, boy. You couldn't be further from the truth.
You know why I say they're a terrible team?
Why?
Because I hear you right now singing the praises of Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, he's done a great job.
When I was looking at the stats,
yep,
and I could go back in the text messages, there was one time where Barkley had like 8 carries for like 14 yards and 1 long run of like 10.
Mm-hmm.
And he was averaging like 1 point something, 1.8, 1.9 yards.
You talking about Sunday night's game?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Yep, it's very possible. Sure.
And all of a sudden he runs one, and then all of a sudden he's like the next coming of Tony Dorsett. This guy is.
He had 3 or 4 amazing runs on his last drive just to keep them down, get them into field goal range. Listen, you can knock them all you want. You got to watch them play to really understand it. And yes, listen, when the Giants have no wide receivers, okay, and they're playing 8 guys in the box and they're gunning to knock you down every play, it's hard to be to get wide open looks. The guys played exceptionally well this year. Again, am I breaking the bank to keep him next year? No, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't think you can. You can't.
But if I can bring him back, I certainly will. He is a talent. He's an outstanding back. He had a great game. He's having a good season. Just got named to the Pro Bowl, and I was very proud of the team and the way they played. And yes, they absolutely had a pass interference penalty in the end zone, and it wasn't called. And I really could care less because I hate the Washington Redskins and their coach. They're a bunch of jerk-offs. And the Giants with a win in Minnesota and a loss by 2 of either the Lions or the Seahawks or the Washington Redskins this weekend, and the Giants can clinch a playoff berth.
Yeah, I know. Jesus Christ, they'll give everybody a fucking playoff spot.
And, listen, when you get in the playoffs, anything's possible, and I don't care. They're ahead of schedule. They're not a great, talented team. They need serious help at corner. They need serious help at receiver. They might need a nice veteran tight end to work with Bellinger. I don't think Bellinger's a decent player. And their middle 3 on the offensive line needs to be helped. They need a lot of help on the middle 3. The ends are good, but your 2 tackles are set for years. But your 3 interior guys need some help right now, and they'll get it.
How is that new tackle it is?
Evan Neal's had moments. He's had some 2 Cowboy games. He was terrible. The Eagle game was bad. He was pretty good this week. He's been better than expected, but not as good as he needs to get to. And that's fine. It's hard to come into the NFL, Jeff, and be a great tackle in this league.
No, I listen. I know. I hear you.
Andrew Thomas on the other side is already in the top 3. Something he's been the best tackle in the league this year. So good job by him. So I think, the 2 big spots on the line are covered. They just need a lot of help offensively, receiver especially. Jeff, I watched this game. He's just there was a couple plays where they showed from behind the quarterback, and he drops back, and you look, and there is nobody open. They're all being single covered, and nobody's got any separation. You're like, Jesus Christ, can somebody get open? Holy cow. And when they do, Slade must have dropped 3 balls the other night. But listen, when they needed a big drive, they went 97 yards, I think, in like 14 plays. They completed a big 4th and 9 from the Redskin territory to keep the drive alive. It was a good job by the Giant coaching staff, by Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, and the defense. And listen, they put themselves in a good spot. I'm watching Saturday with a chance to clinch a playoff spot. How great would that be with 2 games to spare and you're in the playoffs? But big game. I don't expect them to go up there and win. I don't think they have enough to stop Justin Jefferson and what's the back's name, Jeff? Give me the back.
Cook.
Yes, and Cook. I think the Giants will keep it close. I'm not expecting a W. I think the W for them for the 9th win is going to come at home the following week against the Colts. And then they'll go to the Eagles, and that game may mean nothing to the Eagles, where they might be able to grab the 10th win. We'll see.
Oh, listen, they may end up. That game may mean nothing for the Eagles anyway, because what's his name is hurt.
Yeah, they're talking he might play, he might not play. I don't know. They got Gardner Minshew as their backup. To be honest with you, if I'm them, I'm not playing Hurts unless I know he's 100%, because I think it's his throwing shoulder that's hurt, isn't it?
I don't know what shoulder it is, but I agree with you. You're getting into the fucking playoffs. Why are you going to hurt this guy now?
Yeah, I mean, to think of what, if you play this kid and he's not 100% and he gets hurt to the point where he's out for the rest of the season, boy, oh boy, man, they'll burn his house down.
Well, you're right, but it's not his fault.
No, not hers. I'm talking about the coach. If the coach plays him,
the coach will.
Yeah.
He's going to have to answer some questions.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, this week he's not playing. Now, if you're telling me the last 2 games of the season, now this week is the Cowboys. I think it's the Cowboys they're playing, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look.
I don't know who they're playing, to be honest with you.
Look at the schedule. Hold on real fast. Let me see. I believe it's the Cowboys. Sunday. Eagles Cowboys. This is a 4:25 game on Fox, and it's meaningful, Jeff, because in the event that the Eagles were to lose out, and the Cowboys win out, I believe the Cowboys would have the tiebreaker for the division.
Really?
So, yeah, I believe that is the case. I'm not sure, but if the Cowboys were to win out and the Eagles were to lose one, obviously that's all. The Eagles would have to lose out, the Cowboys would have to win out, and they would win the division. So it ain't over.
I can't see the Eagles winning out. I mean, losing out.
I would agree with you, but let's and it's still better than most people, even without Jalen Hurts. But you want to see their schedule the rest of the way. I mean, after the Cowboy game.
That's where we're here.
All right, hold on a second. Let's get to the Eagles and their schedule, Jeff. Where's the Eagles? AFC East. Right there. Let's see. What are we looking at again? Hard Rock Sports, Jeff, Tom, and all of you. Okay. So Gardner Minshew is starting. Let's see their schedule. Now, the remaining schedule, Jeff, is week 16. Where are we? Week 15, 16. So week 16 is the Dallas Cowboys, obviously, at Dallas. So I'm gonna give him a loss here because I think Dallas will win this game. They have to win to have a chance, and they're at home. And then Gardner Minshew starting. Now the last 2 weeks of the season happen to be the New Orleans Saints at home, which I can't imagine they lose if you were quarterbacking. And the way they handled the Giants the first time, I would imagine if they really had to win this game, they probably could beat the Giants at home as well. So the likelihood is they'll get at least one more win, which will cement the division for them. I would say, to me, you'd play Hurts sparingly. If you won this week, you'd play Hurts sparingly the rest of the way and give him a chance to heal up, right? Would you handle it that way?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you know that you're making the playoffs, I wouldn't even play this guy right now as it is. Just let him rest, depending why you're going to take a chance.
Well, you don't want to sit him too long. Then have the guy come back. Don't forget, they get a bye week at the end of the season. So you want to get him some action so he stays fresh and doesn't get the rust on and have to get the groove back. So to me, but you're right. I would sit him as much as I could, and keep him get him as healthy as possible.
Yeah.
So, but let's talk a little bit about the standings and the playoffs. And there are some teams eliminated, Jeff, right now. Do you want to know who's eliminated? Do you think you can pick out who's eliminated at this point?
I know there's not as many eliminated as you think.
Only 5.
Yeah, I know the Chicago Bears. I believe Rams.
Yep.
The Broncos.
Correct. You got 2 more.
Is it it's not the Browns, right?
Nope. They're still hanging around. Yep, 2 teams.
This guy with the Broncos. He comes out of nowhere, fucking Franklin.
So the Houston Texans.
The whole NFC South is still in it.
Yeah, unfortunately, and they are.
How that happens.
Well,
and maybe the Cardinals.
Yep, the Cardinals are eliminated right now, 4-10. I think Cliff Kingsbury is in a lot of trouble over there right now.
By the way, I just so you know, I would have never in a million years guessed the Texans.
You wouldn't have guessed the Texans?
No, right now in my mind, they're not even in the fucking league.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, I think they're in the USFL and they just get to play in the NFL to practice. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's only teams that are eliminated right now, Jeff. So there's still a lot of teams hanging around.
Yeah, but there's going to be a lot. That list is going to grow this weekend.
Yeah, I would imagine. There's some teams that are going to knock each other off. We'll look into that a little bit. But this week the Patriots have the Bengals. That's a tough matchup. And with the Jets to win, the Patriots to lose, it's going to be tough. The Jaguars need a win tonight. They're 6-8. A loss tonight, and I would say that their season's over with 2 games remaining, and they're 2 games out. They would need a miracle. The Raiders at 6-8, Jeff, I think need a miracle at this point. They got one last week, so who knows? Maybe they'll get 3 more wins out of it. I doubt it.
Speaking of the Raiders, you would said that you want to look into having a certain.
I sent them. I was told he was coming on. I actually spoke to him briefly in a text message. He's actually coming to my parents' house for dinner tomorrow night. I'm sorry, Saturday night. I sent him the link, and he has not shown up. So he's
bringing his girl.
No, he's not bringing his girl with him. He's coming solo. He was going to be all alone for Christmas, and we did not think that was a nice thing.
Okay, that's nice of you guys.
So yeah, so Dom is invited.
I'm hoping that you'll see a picture of the new love interest.
We actually we have name. I will send it to you so you can look it up.
Really?
Yes.
I can't wait. Send it.
Yes, I will do that. Yes. So anyway, Raiders need a
Did you
miracle.
see it?
I did.
And on a scale of 1 to 10.
Well, so that the Browns, Jeff, the Browns.
No. On a scale of 1 to 10.
Again, and the Steelers obviously still hanging in, and the Colts at 4-9 actually still have a chance somehow to make the playoffs. I don't know how with only 4 wins. I don't know how they're still involved in this. The best they could do is 7-9-1. I guess the winning percentage is what gets it.
And on a scale of 1 to 10,
they're making the playoffs. Not very good, Jeff. Not very good.
Well, that's not what I'm talking about.
Well, that's where I'm headed. And the other side, obviously, the Eagles, Vikings, 49ers, and Cowboys are all clinch playoff spots. Right now, the Buccaneers are the number 4 team.
Does she look like a Buccaneer?
Huh?
Does she look like a Buccaneer?
So the Buccaneers are still fighting for that division at 6-8, and will probably get into the play. The winner of the NFC South is probably going to be well under 500. I would say probably 2 games. Now, I think you have said this in the past.
Well under 500.
I would say in the past, I think you've brought this up, and
you're skipping some of these questions. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I must not be hearing you clear.
Well, just a nod of the head will do.
What I think is the Buccaneers. I think if you're a division winner, right, and you're under 500, you should not get a home playoff game.
I don't think they're going to get one anyway. I think
they're going to get one because they're a division winner, so they have to get one.
No.
Yeah, they have to. They have to because they're going to play one of the wild card teams, and they'll automatically being a division winner. They have to. They'll get the 5th place. They'll get the first wild card. So they'll play right now. They would play. Let's see, the Cowboys. So they would open up the playoffs at home against the Cowboys because the Cowboys are the first wild card team. So. So whatever, but I think that's something. But right now, the Cowboys have the first wild card, and then you have the Giants and the Redskins. The next 2 wild cards with Seattle Lions creeping up the back door. I don't see the Packers, the Panthers, Saints, or Falcons have any shot. Although the Falcons and Saints could conceivably win the division with a run at the end here. So the Giants this weekend need a loss by either Washington, Seattle. They need 2 of these guys, or the Lions. If 2 of those win or lose, Seattle has the Chiefs and Washington has the 49ers, so they could easily lose. The Giants have the Vikings, so that's how they get to the playoffs. Still a lot of football to be played out there, folks, to figure it out. Yes, I haven't seen the full picture, so I can't tell you. Only I'll send it to you. Anyway, let's get back to some football. Bills and Chiefs obviously have clinched, but that's it. There's still 5 playoff berths available in the AFC, Jeff, with Cincinnati still up in their division. The Titans, who I think eventually have to make a change to quarterback at some point. Ravens are still hanging in there.
Hill, I believe, is out for the year.
I believe so. Who's quarterback in that team now?
Oh man, it's nobody.
I did see the pay. I did see it. Okay, so it looks like what's his name? A big shot, Trevor Lawrence. But he's okay. He's out there playing. So again, the big games tonight. So right now it's 3-3, second quarter already, and
the Jets defense already has 10 points.
Yeah.
And Wilson has nothing.
Yeah, and right now, though, Trevor Lawrence is driving them. They're at the 20-yard line, first down at the Jets' 20-yard line, and they're headed in. This is a big spot. There's a lot of pumping up of the Jets' defense. They're very easy to tell you how great they are. You know, the loss, I know everybody's looking at the coach, at least I am, and Zach Wilson. But, if you're the Jets and you're a great defense, you cannot give up like a 40-something, 50-yard tight end screen to a guy who can barely, it looked like me carrying you running down the field, and he scored a touchdown that basically put them up to win the game. So if you're the Jet defense, you have to step it up here tonight and stop this team. Now, granted, Jeff, they're playing good football, but if you're the Jet defense and you're as good as you think you are and you say you are, you need a big game tonight.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Every night that you go out there should be a big game, Tom. Not just, tonight. Every game, you play 18 games. Okay, I will say this much. I believe that the Jets defense got better as the year went on.
I agree with you. I agree with that. Sure.
And I think that their defense getting better started in Cleveland.
That's a good point. I would not disagree with that. Yeah, I agree. I think that was a good spot.
Just got better, and I think they rode the momentum. I think that they'll go that defense will only carry them so far, and they definitely need offensive help.
Sure. Absolutely.
It's still a year away. I listen, depending on what they do in this next draft, what they do in the offseason, because now they're going to become a desirable team. A few years back, nobody wanted to play for the Jets.
Yeah, true.
But now they're going to be a desirable team. You're going to get people that are going to be like, this is going to be a team that's going to win for a while. I want in over here.
Yeah, listen, I agree. Anytime you're a better team, teams are going to want to, move here. Yeah, Frank, absolutely. Bad coaching. The problem is, what do you do with Wilson? I mean, Russell Wilson's just not playing well. And
they signed him to a big number too, right?
Yeah, I want to say I don't know if he's $200 million. I'm not sure where he got, but he's definitely up there.
And for long term, was it like?
I want to say 5 or 6 years. If I'm the Frankie, probably knows. He'll tell us. Seattle's about to go in. It's first and goal at the 3-yard line, but they just call timeout. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, I mean, if you're the Jets, you're the D. You obviously you need a little help from the offense, but there are certain points in the game where if you're a great defense, you got to step up. Tonight's one of those nights. If you're and let's talk about this real quick. Not for nothing. I guarantee you, most people who looked at the schedule for tonight, way back in September or August, looked up and said, the Jets and the Jaguars on a Thursday night. Boy, what a terrible game. And yet tonight, this is a big game and probably should be very, very entertaining.
Yeah, look at that number that Frankie just
I see that, yeah. So,
holy shit.
Yeah, they're stuck with him. I mean, they're going to have to hope that they can turn him into a game manager. The problem is, we talked about this with Zach Wilson. Russell Wilson's lost that locker room. Now, can he get it back? And can he do something to fix his woes? I have no idea, but certainly not with that coach. I would have to think that they're going to bite the bullet and get rid of that Nathaniel Hackett at the end of the season. But it's his first year, so are we cutting him too soon? Are we judging that a little too much?
I don't know. If it's if it's not a good team overall, you kind of got to give him a little bit first year with a team.
Yep.
Everything else, but when you sign somebody with a number like that, you got to expect the learning curve to be a short one, and
yes,
he's going to rebound and next thing you know, he's going to be on his way to doing something big. It doesn't seem like that's going that way as it is, man. That's rough.
Well, it is. Early in the season that you're going to see some stumbling blocks, learning curves. But you got to hope that by mid-season and later, that a lot of those have gone away, and you've kind of got it. You kind of got it worked out, Jeff. That's obviously not happening there. Now, I don't know if he's the next coach is going to be all in on Russell Wilson. I don't know how much of his money is guaranteed. We have to look that up, but not a pretty picture in there right now. And I think Frankie's right. The defense is good. There's some talent there, but they're a long way off from being a really good team. So, not the division just didn't turn out the way we thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be the best division of football, and obviously it's far from it. Even the Chiefs played well. I won't knock them on that, but the Raiders took a step backwards. The Chargers were basically non-existent for a long time. Now they've rebounded. They're 8-6. And they're right now the number 6 seed. So, but they took an awful long time to really get in the groove.
Yeah.
We both had them pegged maybe to win that division or be right there, and it's not as worked out great. It's possible Sean Payton may coach a lot of teams next year. If the Cowboys get knocked out of the playoffs early, he's probably going to be the Cowboy coach. That's where I think he's going to go. Now, if McCarthy takes them deep into the playoffs with a couple of wins, I can't imagine they're going to get rid of him, even for Sean Payton. But Sean Payton could wind up there. There's lots of possibilities right now. Houston, there's so many. Indianapolis.
Frank, what's their salary cap situation over there in Denver? If they have a lot of money tied up in Wilson, is their salary cap bad too?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. Hard Rock and Sports, Jeff, Tom, myself.
If you could make up some of the difference with the salary cap, there's only so much you're going to be able to do with money that's already out there.
Yeah.
But if you have some room.
Deep pockets is one thing, Frankie. I know. The Walmart family, I guess, owns them now, but there's still a cap to be dealt with. I don't know what their cap situation is, but I'll check. I'll have to check it out. The other thing I want to get to, Jeff, before the show closes is there was a passing this week in the NFL in the family, and I want to play a little something and then talk about it afterwards. So stand by. Let me play a little something here, and then we'll come on back with the Hard Rock and Sports Show.
Mac Hollins. Last chance for the Steelers. Bradshaw trying to get away. And his pass is broken up by Tatum. Tipped off. Franco Harris has it. And he's over. What? Franco Harris grabbed the ball on a deflection. 5 seconds to go. He grabbed it with 5 seconds to go and scored.
Let's watch this again.
1,000,000 to 1 odds on this one.
Ricochet out there off of Jack Tatum and into the man of the year, Franco Harris's hands.
Here's the miracle of all miracles.
From out of nowhere came Franco Harris, riding a white stallion, heading up Franco's Italian army, and galloping off into the sunset.
I wanted to first preface it by saying I hated Franco Harris growing up. Couldn't even tell you how much I hated Franco Harris and the Steelers. But passing of Franco at a young age of 72 this week. And again, I believe tomorrow is the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. So
there was a couple different things going on. It was the week anniversary, the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Conception. They were going to retire his number this weekend.
Yep.
So there was a couple different things that were going on as far as Franco Harris goes. Unfortunately, due to the time that they played in, there's not really a good angle on that play. Like, you don't get to see the ball after it hit the receiver bounce towards Harris.
Yeah.
Other than the view that you saw of him, and it was even a bad view of the ball coming at him.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, it was terrible camera angles. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Today, camera angles would have been way different.
Oh, yeah, and think about it. Had that been today and they figured out the fact that it wasn't a catch, how different Franco Harris' career could have been or the Steeler dynasty. And there's the old story. I don't know if you know it. There was a huddle by the referees afterwards to discuss whether it was a legal play or not, because back then 2 teammates couldn't touch it consecutively.
I did not know that.
Right. So if I threw the ball, let's say, okay, so Bradshaw throws the ball, it hits Lynn Swan's hands and goes up in the air. No Steeler can catch it next. It has to be touched by the other team first. Otherwise, it's basically an illegal catch.
That's stupid.
So that was the rule. So that was the controversy. That was
fucking rule. What kind of dumb rule is that?
Well, that was the rule back in the day. So the NFL, so the referees get together because here's the question: did it hit Steeler Frenchie Fuqua in the hands and fly back? The announcer said hits Tatum in the chest and bounces back. But like you said, there's no definitive view of it. So the referees get together. There's a conversation. The head ref goes to the dugout because I played in the same stadium, I believe, as the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he gets on the phone and calls upstairs to the NFL's booth and says, if we make this call the other way, can you protect us? And they said, we can't guarantee your protection. And the referee hangs up the phone, walks out and goes, touchdown.
You got to be kidding me.
That's the God's. Now that's the. I don't know if you want to call it urban legend. If you watch any NFL films thing on it, that is part of it. I don't know if I've ever seen the actual referee interviewed anywhere. I'm going to look that up for next week's show. I forgot to do that this week. And by the way, the Jets are down 10-3. About 11 minutes left in the second quarter, and they have the ball on their own end of the field. But yeah, so much like the Sabruta film, the Immaculate Reception remains a mystery to this day, and it launched a career. And frankly, you get off a plane in Pittsburgh, there's a huge Franco statue right there with the Immaculate Reception, him grabbing the ball before it hits the turf, and a dynasty was born. And had that gone the other way, boy, who if he had dropped it, or if Fuqua catches the ball and gets tackled, who knows what could have happened there. But the passing of Franco Harris is a sad thing. Again, I hated the guy, hated the Steelers from that era, but the man's gone too soon, Jeff.
Listen, the sad part about Franco Harris dying, of course, other than for his family, and then right before Christmas and everything else. And yeah, Frank, by the way, we've seen what you wrote about that running back, man. Ron Hillman was his name, the running back from the Broncos that died.
Oh yeah, I think that was it, right? Yeah,
Hillman, I think it was. Maybe wrong, I don't know. But the thing is, our past is getting smaller and smaller.
Sure, of course, yeah.
And then we're just parts are falling off of it, man. That's a shame. Ronnie Hillman, that's it.
Yeah, again, it's sad, and would love to see he was going to get his number retired, like you said, and to me, shocking that to this day his number wasn't retired. This is a guy who's an all-time great. I mean, he retired, had the most rushing yards in history when he retired, and again, not my favorite player in the whole world, but by all accounts, a really nice guy who had a great career for a great team, and one of the most memorable plays of all time. I mean, if you think about it, it's in everybody's top 5, guaranteed.
That has to be, man. Where do you see a play like that?
Yeah, and the funny part was, had that been today, and the rule been that way, you would have been able to figure out whether you caught the ball or not, because more cameras, better angles, and of course, with replay, they would have definitively figured out whether somebody caught the. And shockingly enough, I'm shocked that nobody that I've ever seen has ever tried to do a real deep dive to see, with modern technology, see if they could stop it and clear it up enough to tell whether, it was a legal catch or not.
Yeah, I hear you. It happened so quick. The film was grainy. It looked like it was a bit of a gray, overcast day, so it didn't have much in the way of, and it was on that hard artificial turf too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
listen, a golden era of football. We all know that the NFL started in 1967, Jeff, with the Super Bowl. That was pretty much the first one.
Everything before that was just like, high school shit.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, they started in 1825, but find anybody out there who show you a tape or a film.
The amazing thing, do you know what the most points scored in an NFL game were?
I wanted to say 72, but I know there was 72-0 was the score. I think the Giants lost to the Redskins 72-0.
Yeah, it was the Redskins, and I think it was 70 or 72 points. I don't remember if it was the Giants, but nobody fucking recognizes that.
No,
that's not recognized.
Nope.
Nobody has even come close to hitting that.
Nope. Yeah, I mean, even in today's era of high-scoring games, and Zach Wilson just threw an ugly pass. I don't know what he was thinking. Nearly picked off. What a horrendous throw that was. Holy shit. Should that have been picked? If that guy picked that ball off, he wouldn't get off the field. His teammates would have beat the crap out of him right on the field. Oh my God, that was horrendous. Anyway, I mean, with today's day and age, when they're scoring points up and down the field, nobody's gotten to 72. Maybe on purpose. The teams don't run it up like that anymore.
No, but you know what? Sometimes it just happens.
Oh, I agree.
I mean, like if you're in the the midst of the second quarter, and you're up 35-0, or on your way 38-0 or whatever. Which it happens not too often, but
no, not too often.
Then nobody's going to just back off. They may just run the ball instead of passing the ball, but
yep,
it's never been duplicated again, man. That's wow. Is what it is.
Hold on, I'm just giving my wife some information. She asked me for something. Anyway, so yeah, it is, and let's guys. It's holiday week, and Christmas is upon us. Unfortunately, this is our last show before the Christmas holiday, but we're certainly glad you guys joined us tonight. We're having a lot of fun, and when I break tonight from the air, I'm going to go inside and watch a couple of Christmas shows. I DVR'd the Odd Couple Christmas. Love that one. Oscar Dreams. He's Ebenezer Scrooge. That's a lot of fun. I got another one. Merry Christmas there, Adam. Appreciate you coming on board, and have a great New Year. And hopefully we'll see you again. And maybe some point early next year we'll get you on the show and kind of talk to you about the band and other stuff. So love to have it. And Frankie, Merry Christmas to you, Frankie. Even though I wished all sorts of hateful stuff on you early this week, after you knocked us out of the playoffs by spanking the crap out of us, I love you to death. But please take care of yourself and enjoy your Christmas. And hopefully we'll talk again. And next week, Frankie, come on early. I want to talk a little bit of Mets with you. You're now the evil empire, so I gotta kind of go after you on the evil empire. All right. Don't pity, Frank. We don't want your pity, right, Jeff? We don't want your pity.
We don't want your pity. We just want that ass next year,
and
we're coming to collect.
We're coming to collect next year, Frankie. We're coming back next year strong.
It is, Frankie. That's all I'm going to tell you.
That's it. We're opening it up, baby. Frankie, enjoy. Best to you and your family. So again, guys, thanks for sticking around tonight. We're having some fun and had a few laughs, and I'm getting excited. I bought my wife a couple surprise gifts this year. We had talked about no major gifts, just some stocking stuffers, and I kind of just said, screw that. I think I told you off the air what I bought my wife, and looking forward to it. Looks like a quiet weekend other than that, so I'm always happy. I'm off for work on Monday. When do you go back to work? Monday?
I go back to work on Monday, yeah, and me and my wife had a limit of
you did?
Spend before we went out shopping.
Mm-hmm.
And I went out shopping, and right off the bat, I spent more than half of my limit on the first gift that I found.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you think it's better to buy one big gift or a couple of big gifts or a bunch of small gifts? What do you think is better?
You know what?
What would you want instead? Like coming back the other way?
I don't know because my wife puts a lot of thought into everything that she does and gets.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So regardless of what it is she's buying me, she always has a reason for getting it.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't always agree with her reason, but my wife will never just get me something like, oh, let me just get him this. Like, she'll never do that.
Right.
Which is, I say, you know what? That's very nice of her, and that she's actually thinking about you as the person and like, and a reason behind getting you the gift, and that's great.
Yeah.
But when I get her something, I want to be able to get her a multitude of things and make sure that they're all, nice. Something doesn't have to necessarily be high end, but I want it to be nice.
Right.
Because she's not one to really buy stuff for herself over the year.
Right.
So like the things that I get her, I hope she likes them. I think she likes them.
Yeah.
And I know what I spent this year. I spent over what I was supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is all do you have?
Mm.
This is it. I'm looking at the pile. I'm like, this is it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I get stuck between quality and quantity. Like, do I buy a quantity of things that maybe not the high end and all that, or do I go quality and buy a couple of gifts, but they're really nice gifts? That's kind of what I went this year.
It depends on what you're thinking. Like for example, my wife is not big using a computer.
Right.
She just doesn't sit there with a laptop and use a laptop. So getting her a laptop is out of the question.
Right.
She has a tablet. She uses her tablet in the morning to when she has her coffee.
Right.
And she'll look at a few things on the tablet and that's it. She won't touch it again till tomorrow. So she uses her phone for most of web searching. So getting her a device isn't that much. She has a nice watch when I got her last year. And then she won an Apple Watch at work, some contest at work.
That's nice.
So yeah, so there's no reason to get her an Apple Watch. She already has it, and she doesn't.
Right.
She's not one to wear a lot of jewelry, so it's like to get her an expensive piece of jewelry. You know, it's like how do you get her an expensive piece of jewelry when she doesn't wear it?
Right.
You know, and she's not one to wear it. Perfumes. She likes a certain couple perfumes. They're not all that expensive, but like as long as she has her main one or two, and that's it.
Yeah.
And she does not need any more fucking clothes.
Yeah.
Doesn't need any more clothes. And certain things, you know, shoes, pants. She's got to be there to. Do you like that stuff? You know what I mean?
Yeah. By the way, the Jets are not looking at 10-3 down right now. And the Jaguars are driving again. Big play by Evan Ingram, a giant cast-off for about 35 or 40 yards. Ran through a couple of Jet tackles. So right so far, the Jet defense and their offense is putrid at this moment. So not looking very good for the Jets at home right now. But it is early, so let's see what happens. Yeah, it's very tough. I tell you, as the years have gone on, my wife is kind of the same way as your wife. She doesn't wear a lot of fancy jewelry. She wears rings and earrings, no necklaces. So that's out. She doesn't really wear a watch. She does have an Apple Watch. You know, she's not big on the computer. You know, uses it sometimes. So, you know, there is very difficult every year to buy my wife gifts. Very difficult. This year, I kind of got lucky on a couple of things. I got a couple of inside tips. So I was able to scramble and come up with stuff. But I got to tell you, like, I haven't gone to a mall yet this year, which is crazy. I usually go 3-4 times. I have not been in a mall. I've been in a mall once, and that was to buy my wife a birthday present in December.
That ain't necessarily a bad thing.
Nope. So I think tomorrow I'll be hitting maybe the Staten Island Mall, possible, on my way home from work. And then Saturday morning, I will hit one of the Jersey malls just for the sake of a couple of last-minute things. And to be honest with you, just to walk around the mall. I love walking around the mall. I get myself an Annie's pretzel, and I kind of just take my time and stroll. I might pop into a store or two, go to Lids, buy my new hat, that kind of thing, Jeff, just to kind of soak in the ambiance, as they say.
See, that's another thing, too. The malls.
Yeah.
At least the Staten Island Mall. When you go to the Staten Island Mall, there is no stores. Everything is a big chain store, I guess you could say.
Yep.
Which means expensive.
Yep.
And I understand, you know, you get one or two items and then it's like, was it good? Was it not? You know, is she going to like this? Is she not going to like this? Is she going to touch it? Is she going to just sit there? Like, you don't know. You know?
You're right. Yeah. Do you spend $200 on something that she may throw in a drawer and never take out again?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tough. Listen, Christmas gift buying is tough, but I always tell my wife this, and she says it every year. Why don't we not buy each other stuff? And I always say no. You got to buy something for each other for your birthday, for Christmas, because the minute you stop doing stuff like that, it kind of goes downhill. And I'm sorry, that's just the way I feel. You got to buy, you know, everybody's different. If you and your wife or somebody has it, hey, that's your business. I don't tell people what to do. But to me, it just shows, that I'm paying attention and I'm worried about making you happy and buying you something nice or doing something nice for you. So that's my theory.
It's a good way of thinking about it. But you know what, Tom, also, we're of the point now where our parents are older.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried, and my parents shouldn't have to worry about getting me stuff.
Correct.
The kids, whatever. Okay.
Let that go. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's me and her as far as I'm concerned. So it's like, you know what? I want to get you something.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, you know, like for her birthday, I'll be honest with you, her birthday is it's very easy. Here's money. Go get whatever you want. It's not that I don't want to get you anything.
Yeah.
It's just that it's easier that way. Like,
sure.
Just go get whatever you want because it's for you. Pick out whatever you want. I don't know if you're going to want clothes. She has enough bags. She doesn't need a bag. And, like the whole thing, it's like, what do you get? What do you get?
Yeah.
We have two different mindsets. So like, she would be happy if I said, oh, look, here's a lamp for that table downstairs. Oh, I love that. Wow, that's great. But, me, no, I'd be like, what the fuck am I going to do with this? I don't want this. With two completely different thought processes. I want toys. She wants adult stuff. I can't buy adult stuff. I don't know where it goes. Where do you find it?
Yeah.
Right?
Listen, I still collect. I collect those pop guys. For some reason, everybody started buying me those little pop guys. I got some starter stuff for collectibles. I still like that stuff, and I think I'm the easiest human being to buy for because I'm into music and sports. There's a million things you can buy me, but I really don't want. When I say this and people say I really don't want gifts. I don't desire for gifts. If somebody buys me something, it's nice, it's great. I'm appreciative of it. But to me, I enjoy buying people things. I enjoy going shopping and thinking, what am I going to buy him? What am I going to buy that person? What am I going to get my wife? Like it's all part of what I've done since I was a kid. And like I said, I don't have no reason to go to a mall right now. I'm pretty much done shopping, but I will hit the Staten Island Mall tomorrow. Although I'm very disappointed in the Staten Island Mall. One, because I agree with you, the stores are not great. It's a lot of high-end stuff, and it's very expensive. And two, it's a very confusing mall now. It's not the way it used to be. It's way too confusing for me. The food court's in a really bad spot. Parking sucks.
But see, you know what? I used to park by Sears all the time.
Okay.
And walk in through Sears.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because that was if I was going to buy something other than being in the mall, Sears was the store you want to go to because nobody bought anything in Sears.
True, as you get online and you're in and out.
Yeah, so I used to go through the tool section.
Okay, yeah, craftsman
tools section and garden section. So it was right next to the men's section. I was able to cut right through the jewelry section, right into the mall. So I had my path lined up. Then Sears closed down, and it sucked because I had plans on working in Sears after I retired, but that went out the window. So there goes that dream job. So now I go through Macy's.
Right.
And now I go through Macy's, but I'm too fat to buy clothes in Macy's. So, I can't, which is a good thing.
Sure.
But then there's the perfume section. Mm-hmm. And if I'm going there with my wife, and sometimes my wife lags behind when she's walking, and that's fine. But the girls that work there in the perfume section, they'll see her, and then I'll hear them like, so-and-so from Dolce & Gabbana, so-and-so from this one. So I'm like, come on, sweetie, let's go. And then next thing you know, my wife is not one to sit there and smell them. That would be me.
Right.
So I'm trying to move her along to save us from me.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, well, that one smells good. How about that one? Try that one. Look at that one. And then next thing you know, I just spent $100 on perfume that 2 weeks later, I tell her, I'm like, I can't stand the smell of that. So you can't wear it. So,
yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword. But I just go through Macy's, and we have a few stores that we go to, but I don't even look forward to going into the mall anymore because you can't go to the mall with $200 and go to a couple different stores and just like, let's pick up this, let's pick up that.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to Kohl's, buy a package of underwear and some socks, and come on, let's get out of here. Let's go get lunch.
Zach Wilson having a very tough night. 2 minutes left in the first half. Jets down 13-3, 13-18 from their own. Looks like their own 15 or 20 yard line, about the 15. And looks like the fans are ripping him pretty good. And it's just not a pretty picture right now. The offensive's not playing well at all. So
we actually lost points.
Yeah.
On defense.
Yeah, they're scoring. That's why. So Zach Wilson's not having a good night. He's not doing much to cement his place in Jet history at this moment. But they got a whole second half to play. And anybody could turn this around pretty quick. So let's see what happens. But Jeff, I'm looking forward to more shows, of course, and we got the big year-end show next week. You'll do your dead list, as we call it. Unfortunately, as long as we're not on it, it's okay.
It's open. Right.
It's open. But let's wind this one down. I'll start by saying thank you to my dad for coming on, and He is always right there when as soon as the show kicks off. He's right there waiting to get on. Thanks to Joe Casano, Mike Weissman from Hemp Wizard. We love those guys and great products. And if you didn't buy any of the Sunday Audible, and Jeff, according to Mike, there's going to be some reviews of the Sunday Audible fragrance. Hopefully, they'll be positive, and you'll be well on your way to Spokesman of the Year.
Yeah, there you go.
So we'll see what happens. But thanks to those guys, and really thanks to I got to tell you, so many people tonight. I don't even know if I can name all. SJ from So High and Frank Catalano and Carrie Boyce and Pete D'Agostino and Robert Finelli and Adam Hines, a new name we haven't had the pleasure of seeing so far. The boys from Black Sasquatch, Sam Bone, Mrs. Tawinski popped in tonight. It's always good to see Mrs. T. Had a great time at her birthday party, and it was wonderful to see her and Mr. T, two of my favorite people growing up. And if I missed you guys, I'm sorry. Again, Mike and Joe and everybody at Hemp Wizard, thank you to all you guys, and Merry Christmas, everybody.
Sadly, no half man.
I gave him every opportunity. I texted him. He's not returned. He probably fell into a bottle of Johnny Walker or Jack Daniels and he's trying to climb his way out at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think he can without a ladder, man.
Yeah, but we'll be back next week. We'll do it all over again. But Jeff, I gotta tell you, it's always a lot of fun jumping on the air and doing this together. So I appreciate it. I wish you and your wife a Merry Christmas. I love you both, and I love doing this with you every week.
Same here, man. It's a lot of fun, and where else do you get to hang out with your brother for a couple hours, right, on a Thursday?
Absolutely, Carrie. Merry Christmas to you and your entire family, and we look forward to coming back and seeing you next week and seeing your great posts over the weekend. So keep them up, and Jeff, I give you the final word.
Same bat channel, same bat time next week, man. By that time, maybe we'll have a bunch of new toys in the background, and I'll be sitting I'm sitting at a new desk that she got me a couple of weeks ago. And then I'm sitting here in my new chair in my new desk, and I still hate the house, but it is what it is.
Yes, in fact, we got our first offer on our house. We turned it down.
Nice.
Yeah, we got our first offer. We turned it down, but things are always looking bright. And there was something else I just wanted to say, and I didn't want to make sure.
Short you?
Huh?
They shorted you?
Yeah, a couple bucks. Not terrible. I'll be honest with you. If I was looking to sell, I would consider it. But I got an email. Said I actually got an email. Didn't see it. Got a text message from the realtor. Said, "Did you see it?" I said, "No, it's this much. Thank you anyway." Tell them we passed. Thank you anyway. So, but it is what it is. But listen, guys, I want to say I've had a blast tonight, and it's a lot of fun to do this each week. And I really want to thank Jeff and everybody here for being part of this. And we'll definitely be back next Thursday night, do it all over again. In the meantime, all I can tell you is please have a safe. It's going to be very cold out this weekend, guys. If you're not a fan of the cold, stay indoors. Lots of good football, lots of good shows to watch, DVR, a bunch of things. Jeff's house got plenty of food, so make sure a lot of fish. But be very, very, very careful if you're venturing out across the country. There's a blast coming, and we're going to get hit with some very cold weather for a good part of the week. But stay warm, stay toasty. And get ready for enjoy your Christmas and get ready for New Year. So from Jeff and myself and everybody here at Hard Rock Sports, Merry Christmas to you all. Thank you for being part of our family and part of our little world here. And of course, we'll see you next Thursday night when we do this all over again. So have a good night, pal. I will definitely talk to you tomorrow and have a couple extra shots for me.
No. Not till baby
Saturday. And don't forget, everybody, next Friday night, the Ramorons, 10:40 start time. Big show at Juicy Lucy. That's second to last night. So make sure you get down there and see Jeff and the full Ramorons band. Will you be introduced as a character or as yourself?
I do not know. I do not know what's going on as
Will
far.
Will that be Jeff Ramone or Jeff Ramoron?
It would be no. I can give you my Ramoron name. I can give you a couple Ramoron names.
Okay.
There's Johnny Ramoron.
Okay.
There is Sidecar Salazar Ramoran.
Sidecar Salazar. Okay.
That's kind of an inside joke.
Okay.
He made a claim that we don't agree with.
Not buying it too.
So we started calling him Sidecar or Gooch, one or the other.
Okay.
I would go under the name as Fuzzy Ramoran.
Okay.
And the other guy, I believe, is John Ramoran.
Okay. Interesting. Fuzzy, Sidecar, John.
Oh, Sidecar / Gooch.
Gooch.
Fuzzy, Johnny, and John.
Johnny and John. Oh, listen, whatever works for the Ramars, but it's next Friday night if you're in the Staten Island area and you want to hear some great, there's a few bands, but if you want to hear some great Ramones covers, I guarantee you should be down at Juicy Lucy at 10:40 when the Ramones hit the stage. So it could be a one-off for these guys. Make sure you see them, but they're hoping for a bright future. And Jeff's got some other stuff happening.
We're contacted about a second show.
Nice.
It turns out that this is going to be a private party.
Oh, wow.
So I can't give away details of this private party because I am friends with the person that the party is for.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was to give out any more information other than that, it could possibly ruin the surprise.
So we want to ask you to do that.
This person does pop in once in a while and check out the show.
Oh, okay. So we don't want you to ruin anything. We want you to, but again, in case it's a one-off or for a while, make sure you get down to Juicy Lucy. You're down in Staten Island. Juicy Lucy will be closing, so you want to catch some of their great food, but you certainly want to catch the Ramorons next Friday night. So put that on your schedule. Again, guys, have a great night, a great weekend, a great week. Please be safe. Have a very Merry Christmas, and enjoy not only this show, but your friends and your family. Life's too short. So Merry Christmas, everybody. We love you all. Have a great night, and I will talk to you off the air tomorrow.
Later, man.
Later, man.
Bye.